Coletco for Saturday night's live Facebook record sale. I guess I should say music sale, because we're going to have some other stuff tonight besides records. You see in my hand, I'm holding a couple cassettes as a teaser. I've got a couple stacks here, not a whole lot, but we'll get to those in just a second. Thank you for joining us. Craig's on, Carlene's on. Carlene, if you could just beat Craig out. You're always second. Let me get all of my stuff closed out here. We're going to get this shared. I made a post, so let me do that. Oops, I posted. Did I post that twice on Facebook? I guess I did. Well, I posted on Instagram, and then it automatically posted on Facebook too. That sucks. That's okay. I guess I can delete one of them. Let's delete this one that don't have. Yeah. Yes, we are live right now. I'm trying to get everything shared. Let's see here. There's that whole lot of records. Let's share it here and here. Like I said last night, if you could help us out and hit this like button, actually on the feed that says Coletco is live now. If you could actually hit that like button. Of course, I always ask you to share. We only have 2 shares right now. If we could get some likes on that, I think that really helped out last night. Let me get this copied. Now I can start sharing everywhere, or sharing that link. So here's our Facebook page. I've got the link copied just in case. Sometimes I make these posts. For some reason, if you can never find this, you can go here, and I'm going to post it here in the comments. So there's a link for that. And I also just shared it in the group. Let me go ahead and approve Debbie. She just asked to join in the group. Let me go over here to our group, and right here, I'm going to post it here in the comments as well. Now, the other place was Instagram. Let me get that on our story. And to do that, we're also streaming live on YouTube. There's our YouTube feed. I'm going to share that and copy the link, and then go over here to Instagram and get it shared on our story. Let me do that. Story. Let's see here. We go to my favorites, where that image is. I use that same image. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll use this one. Some people asked, I used this picture tonight to advertise, and some people said, is this some records you just bought? But this picture here is from that's from Rock Island, Tennessee. That's from the English John collection. His name is English John. He's English. He's from Britain, UK. Actually, I think I called him British one time, and he didn't like that. He said he's English. So, yeah, that's where that's come from. All right, let me pull up my comments, and we'll go ahead and show this first crate here. First thing we're going to do is new vinyl. If you haven't already, please share the feed. Please share on Facebook. Hit the share button. Share it to your main page, a group. Share it to Messenger, maybe to some friends that you might think is interested in this, especially if you're watching for the first time. You might see somebody else or know somebody you might want to watch for the first time. Let me get all these Depeche Modes. Looks like we sold a couple today in the store. My mom said we were extremely busy today in the store. I haven't had a chance to check sales, but I can tell just how messy the bins are. We've had a lot of people digging through records today. So let me go ahead and show this bin of new vinyl, which is a compilation of stuff from all throughout the week. And while we're letting everybody get on, I may take a little time to read some tracks and explain what we have here. And let's see here. What do we have? Nothing. I don't have a copy of Nothing Fancy. I've got 3 Buy It Now Best Offer bins. I have an entire crate of $19.99 stuff. Y'all are going to like the $19.99. So it's an entire crate of stuff I've handpicked to be $19.99. $20 records. Most of them were $35 or even $40. Just some blowouts for the last sale of the week. Hopefully everything in there will get sold. Okay, let me try to take a deep breath. I feel like I'm really hopped up on caffeine, so maybe I can think clearly and read clearly, and more importantly, talk clearly. We have Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors. Everything in here is new and sealed. Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors. Everything in here is new and sealed. Their sticker price, $34.99. This is a reissue of their last studio album. That is the original lineup. Leonard Skinner came out with about 15 other albums after this. That is their last original album, Street Survivors, $34.99. Leonard Skinner Collected. So we have Street Survivors, and then we have a hits compilation. This is called Leonard Skinner Collected. This has everything from some of their early stuff, some of their first early tracks, and all the way through their best hits, and then some of their later stuff. That is $44.99. That's one of our best-selling collected titles, Leonard Skinner Collected. 2 of those available. And if that's not enough Leonard Skinner, we have another hits compilation. This is called Leonard Skinner Icon, $29.99. Leonard Skinner Icon, another hits compilation, 2 LPs. So that is a little bit cheaper. This has more music on it, a little bit higher quality, and then that's just a regular studio album, which has some great songs and then some deep cuts too. There's some songs in here that's usually not on hits comps that are really good. Depeche Mode, Black Celebration. This was out of stock for a long time. This was like a $50, $60 record sealed on resale sites such as eBay and Discogs. This is the newest sealed. I think it's an import. I think it's a German Euro version. And that's $39.99, Depeche Mode Black Celebration. I think I'm down to 3 of those. DJ Jazzy Jeff, he's the DJ. That is $36.99. Greta Van Fleet, yes, new Greta Van Fleet album coming out. We will be posting a pre-order. Hopefully they do an indie exclusive. As of this morning, they have not released new details. They have not released the details of that. So I cannot post it until I know what the cover looks like, the information, and price, and especially what color the vinyl is going to be. Greta Van Fleet usually does some kind of indie, so they did on their last album. Let's sell this Depeche Mode to Alan Case, and Paul Brothers wants a Street Survivors. Street Survivors, the Paul Brothers. That is sold to him. We have a Rio Grande Mud by ZZ Top. That is $33.99. And we have ZZ Top's first album. Lots of new ZZ Top albums come in this week. We still have several of them. As you can see, I really stocked up on the Cinderella. Cinderella is $38.99. That is Night Songs. $38.99 for Cinderella Night Songs. And ZZ Top Fandango, $31.99. ZZ Top Fandango, $31.99. And yes, I'm sure Greta Van Fleet has it on their website. Most bands do exclusives through their website, just like Rush. They announced the Signals box set, and they announced the picture disc for about 3 days on their website, taking pre-orders there before they released it to wholesalers and distributors. So I'm sure there'll probably be a Greta Van Fleet website exclusive. There'll be an indie store record exclusive, which is us. I'm sure they'll have a Walmart exclusive, a Target exclusive, a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Very high possibility. There'll probably be 5 or 6 versions of that album. Let's see here. Okay. Cinderella. We have Days of the New. Days of the New, 49. Boy, we sold several of these. Of course, I've got a bunch. I got a whole bin, and then I've got a whole box full of them in the back, but they've been one of our best sellers recently, especially when it first came out. Days of the New is $49.99. Getting low stock again on Motley Crue. Wow, just 1 each. Of course, we did a flip crate. I hadn't tagged everything in that flip crate yet. I probably need to, because I know there was multiple people wanting these. Here's the last 2 that I will be willing to sell you right now. I've only got 1 of each. Too Fast for Love and Theater of Pain. Those are $33.99. The very popular Half-Speed Master of Kiss, Creatures of the Night, $39.99. Got some glow-in-the-dark eyeballs on that one. And Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. Iron Maiden Peace of Mind, $36.99. Jeffrey Walker wants a Motley Crue Theater of Pain. Sell that to Jeffrey Walker. One of my last copies of U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. That is a red vinyl limited edition with booklet, $36.99. And here is a surprise restock, one of our biggest sellers of the week, because we got a new shipment in. Collective Soul, Hence Allegations and Things Left Unsaid. I hope next week they do their self-titled album. I've got some people chomping at the bits for their self-titled album. Right now they pressed this one and shipped it this week. That is Collective Soul. Alan Case would like a copy. This has been a recap of some stuff we've shown and sold all week. One more time before I move into some vintage stuff and some more new vinyl recaps. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. Collective Soul, U2, Iron Maiden, Kiss, Creatures of the Night, Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, Days of the New. If you've never listened to it, give it a try. Cinderella, Night Songs, ZZ Top, their first album, Fandango, Rio Grande Mud, DJ Jazzy Jeff with The Fresh Prince, Depeche Mode, couple copies now left, and then the 3 Lynyrd Skynyrd is Icon, Collected, and Street Survivors. The Motley Crue Too Fast for Love is $33.99. $33.99 on Motley Crue Too Fast for Love. I always sell out of Motley Crue. I actually ordered. We had several. We had the other ones too, and they're all gone. We used to have a whole bin of Motley. It's amazing how much Motley Crue. Then they came out with a box set, and I pre-sold like 50 of those. That was incredible too. Let me go ahead and go through this bin that's over here. Yeah, let me go through this bin that's over here so I can clear the table off because I've got to set a milk crate with on-sale new vinyl. So let me go ahead and go through these, and then I'm going to show you some on-sale new vinyl. But it's in a milk crate, so I've got to do that. Let me show you a few cassettes, too. These are all $4.99. So what I did is we got a large cassette selection in the back that I never really show. Some of these were $10 and $15. Some of them were $3, and what I've done is I've marked all of them $4.99 to keep it simple for both of us. So all the cassettes are $4.99. Let me go ahead and show you this first stack. This is Black and Blue, Nasty Nasty, $4.99, Black and Blue, Nasty Nasty. Fastway, Waiting for the Roar, Fastway, Waiting for the Roar. Here's an old one here. This is Canned Heat Hallelujah. It's in this like flip pack. You have to press to open it. That's an older cassette there. Canned Heat is $4.99. Jethro Tull, Living in the Past. Very nice copy of that. Garth Brooks, that is his first album. That might be his OG first cassette. $4.99. And the Kentucky Headhunters. That is Electric Barnyard. That's a few cassettes that I've got. Those are all $4.99. Those 2, 3, some of those right there on vinyl are not cheap, especially Garth Brooks. The Garth Brooks, that on vinyl is a minimum of about $100 in nice condition. So, yeah, definitely his first album. And that might be like the original release on the cassette. So here's the other ones. Black and Blue, Fastway, Canned Heat, Jethro Tull, and the Kentucky Headhunters. Those are all available for $4.99. That Canned Heat's an older one. It's in like a plastic flip case. $4.99 on those. Okay, let's run through this crate. Then I'm going to do some on sale new vinyl, and then the rest of the night, along with mixing in some new vinyl, we're going to have on sale vintage. And one of the first things I'm going to do when everybody gets on is this on sale 1999 crate. U2 is sold to Darren Wortman. Thank you, Darren. Tanner, I've stickered all the cassettes, but so far the ones I'm going to show tonight are $4.99. Stone Sour. Stone Sour is $39.99. That's a music on vinyl pressing. Let's update everybody on our Smashing Pumpkins. We have in stock Pisces Iscariot for $39.99. We also have Gish and Adore and Siamese Dream and Melancholy. We have 5 Smashing Pumpkins albums in stock. $39.99, $39.99, $49.99, and then Siamese Dream is $100 and Melancholy is $200. And we sold a copy of Melancholy last night, and we have 4 of those left. Led Zeppelin 1, Good Times, Bad Times. It came on last night here in the store shuffle. I cranked it up. It never gets old. $31.99. Led Zeppelin, self-titled. XTC Skylarking is $33.99. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Tom Petty is $36.99. Metallica, Garage Inc., $54.99. $54.99. Beth Hart, My California, $29.99. And Lynyrd Skynyrd, Pronounced, $36.99. Yes, there are bootlegs of Siamese Dream and Melancholy. There's bootlegs of Melancholy that look like the original pressing with the original cover. Those still are like $100 is what I've seen some people charging for them. They are unofficials, yes. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Pronounced, $36.99. Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, $36.99. Hardy, The Mockingbird and the Crow, Hardy's newest album, $34.99. Two of those left. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, $29.99. Depeche Mode, A Broken Frame. Depeche Mode, A Broken Frame, $28.99. Talking Heads, $77. Talking Heads, $77. Trey, yes, you did get the Garth cassette. David Tate was second. Moby Play, $39.99. The Beatles, Rubber Soul, $36.99. I was watching a YouTube video on this the other night. Just about how big this transition was. Just incredible. Wow. Kind of gives me goosebumps. Richard Baker on DM. That's Depeche Mode. Richard got the other Depeche Mode. He gets this Depeche Mode. The Misfits, that is the collection 2. It's kind of like a hits comp. $36.99, or not really hits. Just a compilation, I guess you'd say. The Misfits were too underground to really have hits, but if you're a Misfits fan, you know what I'm talking about. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, 2LP, 45 RPM, $59.99. There wasn't a lot of Misfits played on the radio. They didn't play a lot of Misfits on FM radio. They played a whole lot of this on FM radio, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. They played that. It's probably being played right now. Boston Self-Titled is $28.99. Talk about radio hits. More Than a Feeling, Long Time Gone, all on there. Britney Spears is $44.99. System of a Down, $28.99. Janet Jackson, Janet, $44.99. ZZ Top, that's on gold vinyl, $31.99. There's another copy. Chris Stapleton, Traveler, $36.99. Oasis, $38.99. Nirvana, Nevermind, $36.99. And Yellow Submarine is $36.99. How much was Talking Heads 77? Yvette, that was $31.99. I don't know if it's colored vinyl. It has a barcode over the barcode. I'm assuming it's black vinyl, but I don't know. If anybody's bought one of these from me, let me know. The best songs. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Misfits' best songs, maybe. Maybe not their hits, but their best songs. Let's see here. Darren Wortman wants the Fastway cassette. If you missed the first cassettes I showed just a second ago, we have Black and Blue, Fastway, Canned Heat, Jethro Tull, and the Kentucky Headhunters. Darren Wortman wants the Fastway cassette. John Duran, Hardy was $34.99. Hardy's $34.99. Ron Stoltz wants Yellow Submarine. Yvette does want the Talking Heads 77 album. And Greg Rogers wants a brand spanking new copy of Boston, Boston. One of my favorite songs on there is Hitch a Ride. Hitch a Ride. Hitch a Ride. Okay, anybody else on that crate? Any other cassettes? John Duran wants a Hardy. You got it. And what is Hardy? Hardy is country. Hardy is country. If you're looking more so for genre. Okay, I've got a crate of on sale new vinyl. I think I've shown most of these to y'all, but I've went and actually stickered them. So I've put green on sale stickers for my best, lowest prices on these. There's still some great titles in here. I would like to have all these sold. I've marked them down again, I think. Like if they were $24.99, there's some things in here I marked down to $16.99. I'll take Meat Puppets. There is no Meat Puppets. There is no Meat Puppets. There's Black and Blue, Canned Heat, Jethro Tull, and Kentucky Headhunters on that. No Meat Puppets, vinyl or cassette. Evidently, they've released the details for the new Morgan Wallen album. I think it is available on his website. But that, just like Greta Van Fleet, they put it on their website, and then they'll have it to our distributors probably by next week. And then I'll definitely be posting a pre-order for that. I'll take a hug. I can't give you a hug, but you can imagine me giving you a hug, if that helps. So, okay. Let's see. Do you have any new vinyl not shown? No. This is Saturday. Unless we don't show stuff on Friday, UPS doesn't deliver on Saturdays here in Lebanon, in the city. So no new vinyls usually on Saturday. But we're going to recap stuff, and I got stuff on sale. First two is David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, $19.99. Debbie, if the new Morgan Wallen album's coming out on vinyl, I will be posting it. $19.99. And another reason I've marked this down is because there's a new version coming out. They're doing a half-speed master of Aladdin Sane. I'm going to post a pre-order for that. Classic David Bowie album. That is $19.99 for Aladdin Sane. David Bowie, $19.99. Everything in here is new and sealed. This was originally $44.99. I've got it marked down to $19.99. The original soundtrack to the French Dispatch. French Dispatch. That is $19.99. So all these have been marked down again. New vinyl. Plus, I went ahead and green stickered them, so I keep them by the front door here in the store. Now everybody will know that they're on sale. Yvette wants a David Bowie. Let's see. I just checked his website. It only shows CD for digital sale. See, that's what I thought. People's been asking about the new Morgan Wallen album on vinyl, and I'm thinking like they see it somewhere for sale and they want to get it through us. I don't think they've even announced that that's coming out on vinyl. So, because it's such a big package. It's like, what, 50-something songs? 3 hours of music? So that would be like a 5 LP, 6 LP box set that's probably going to cost like $200. So, oh, Canned Heat. Okay. Let me do that. Neil Young. I've got 3 of these. They're new and sealed. Neil Young, Hawks and Doves. And this is cut from the original analog tapes. $16.99. $16.99. So Scotty Hypes wants a David Bowie. Colin wants the track list on French Dispatch. And let's sell the Canned Heat cassette. Yeah, I had $14.99 on this. I had $14.99. This is an older cassette. I'm not for sure what year they made them in these cases. I've got another one to show you tonight. But yeah, take a look at that. This is probably, what, like late 60s, early 70s. Very cool. Very good condition, too. I mean, the paper sleeve has a little wear. But sorry I missed that. That went to Greg Rogers. The 3 Neil Youngs are sold. These are sold to Michael Nath, Jeff McIntosh, and Charlie DeFrank. And Tanner, the green sticker on these, and Addison is the price. That is the price we're charging for those. Okay. Next, I've only got one of these. The Dune soundtrack is $24.99. This was originally $42.99, and I have sold several at $42.99. This one's last copy. It's been here now 1 year. The soundtrack to David Lynch's 1984 cult classic, Toto and Eno. That is sold very fast to Michael Nath. Michael Nath was first of that. Tammy was second. There's the track list for French Dispatch, if anybody wants a copy of that. Next, I've got 3 of these. Coulter Wall, another artist in that realm of Zach Bryan and Sturgill and Tyler Childers, Americana. These are $19.99. Coulter Wall, Songs of the Plain, $19.99. I have 3 of those left. Coulter Wall. If you're just joining us, this is all on sale new vinyl, as in another markdown. I think it's all been shown before, but I've marked it down and stickered it as low as I can get it. Maren Morris, Humble Quest. This is half off at $16.99. Maren Morris, Humble Quest. Those are new and sealed. New and sealed. Maren Morris. Everything in here is new and sealed. Lily and Madeline, Canterbury Girls, or Canterbury Girls, independent retail color exclusive by New West Records. $10 off, $14.99. Paul Brothers wants a Coulter Wall. That's sold to Paul Brothers. 1 copy. It's only $16.99, $10 off. The Veronica soundtrack on splatter vinyl. I think the big hit on here is a Danzig track or a popular song. There's a Danzig track, a Ministries track, and then some other artists in that realm of genres. Switchblade Symphony. That is $16.99. That is on colored vinyl. Ron Stoltz wants a Maren Morris, and Juventude wants a Coulter Wall. 1 Coulter Wall left, 1 Maren Morris left, 1 Lily Madeline, and 1 Veronica. Bill Withers, music on vinyl. I think we determined this one's called Adjustments or Adjustments. Someone told me and I forgot, but it's got a plus sign and then an apostrophe. Just $19.99. Music on vinyl was $38. Last copy. Fred Carnell on Veronica. Fred Carnell on Veronica, and Kyle Gregory was first of the Bill Withers. Cameron Nance was second. Still got Lily and Madeline, Maren Morris, and 1 Coulter Wall left. Next is, I'm not for sure about this artist, Weekend. I don't think it's The Weekend. It's Jinx Weekend. Just $9.99. It's on colored vinyl, 2 LP, 45 RPM. I know it's not The Weekend. The Weekend stuff is very expensive. Like The Weekend's greatest hits, it's called Highlights. Like our cost on it is almost $42. It's very expensive. All these new artists, their stuff is not cheap. Especially The Weekend. Sorry if you heard me drinking water, because that's what I was doing. First bottle down. I need to drink about 5 more tonight. Another David Bowie. This is a really good live. I own this one myself. Live at Nassau Coliseum, 1976. I would say that's prime David Bowie. $24.99. That's a 2LP live, $24.99. Artist is Jinx, album is Weekend. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. Artist is Jinx, album is Weekend. Mike Massey wants a David Bowie. I have one left. I might bring out a Sprite here in a second. Here's another music on vinyl title. Half off. Just $19.99. I pre-sold a bunch of these. Toy Matinee. Toy Matinee. Patrick Leonard and Kevin Gilbert. This was limited and numbered to 1,000 on blue. And then they reissued it on black vinyl because it sold well. I've got 3 left. Toy Matinee is only $19.99. Tom Ulanowski on David Bowie. The last David Bowie to Mike Massey, Paul Brothers, Tom Ulanowski. Mike Massey got the first one. Paul got the second one. Tom, you were third. Only had 2 of those. And Toy Matinee, one sold to Kirk Fields, one sold to Charlie DeFrank, and I have 1 Toy Matinee left, and those are new and sealed. Half off on Santana. When I originally had this, we had a ton of them. That's why I've had this one almost a year. I think I ordered like 20 of these. I'm down to my last 2, now half off, $19.99. Some guest appearances on here. Steve Winwood, Chris Stapleton, Kurt Hammett, $19.99. Santana, that is a 2LP, half off at $19.99. Another Neil Young, just $16.99. Comes a Time. This one don't have the source material, but it should be analog. $16.99 for Neil Young. Comes a Time. Only 2 of those. Another David Bowie, Never Let Me Down. Just $19.99 on that. That was $31.99. It's been in here a year now. $19.99. The 2 Neil Youngs are sold. Michael Nath and Robert Johnson. Let me skip over the other David Bowie for right now, and let me show you Rocket from the Crypt, Group Sounds. I've got that for just $14.99. Rocket from the Crypt, Group Sounds. That's on colored vinyl. Vagrant Label 25th Anniversary. And Remo Drive's Greatest Hits. That's only $14.99. Remo Drive's Greatest Hits. Those are both $14.99. Remo Drive and Rocket from the Crypt. Let's see what I got up front here. Let's go with these 3. Casey Musgraves, Pageant Material. That's only $14.99. Casey Musgraves, Pageant Material. Splendor and Misery, Clipping, $9.99. And Darwin D's Double Down, $9.99. Fred Carnell and David Bowie. The only one left is this one, Never Let Me Down. So I'll sell that to Fred Carnell. Tammy Hinkle wants the Casey Musgraves. And let's see what we got next in here. We got let's do the David Bowie we have 2 of. This is David Bowie doing the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars original motion picture soundtrack. That is $19.99. That was originally $34.99. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars original motion picture soundtrack, $19.99. John Stevens wants one. I have 1 left. And the other Rocket from the Crypt, Paul Brothers gets the other. The Rocket from the Crypt is called Live from Camp X-Ray. Live from Camp X-Ray. $14.99. I've got 2 of those left. So Bowie, John Stevens got 1, Paul Brothers got 1. Fred Carnell was next, then Jason, then Jeff Mallwitz. This is 6 Organs of Admittance, Ascent. $14.99. 6 Organs of Admittance, Ascent. $14.99. And the last David Bowie is David Bowie Now. This is a Record Store Day exclusive white vinyl. David Bowie Now, $19.99. $19.99. All right, so that was an on-sale new vinyl crate. Let me go through that one more time. Jeff McMaster wants BN. That is BN was Bowie Now, probably. Yeah, Bowie Now. Sell that to Jeff McMaster. Mike Langford on Toy Matinee. He gets the last copy of that. And let me read through those one more time. 6 Organs of Admittance, $14.99. Rocket from the Crypt, $14.99. Darwin D's Double Down, $9.99. Splendor and Misery Clipping, $9.99. Remo Drive's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Rocket from the Crypt Group Sounds, $14.99. Santana, Blessings and Miracle, $19.99. This is Jinx. The name of the album is Weekend, $9.99. Lily and Madeline, Canterbury Girls, $14.99. That is on colored vinyl. Last copy of Maren Morris, Humble Quest, $16.99. And last copy of Coulter Wall's Songs from the Plains, $19.99. 2 copies of the French Dispatch soundtrack left, more than half off at $19.99. John Stevens wants Splendor and Misery Clipping. That's sold to John Stevens. Leslie King's going to take a Santana. There is 1 Santana left. Paul Bill wants 1 each of the Rocket from the Crypt. There's 1 Rocket from the Crypt. There's another Rocket from the Crypt. The Ghoulish Emporium wants French Dispatch. If you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. We're going to send you a link to our website. It's very easy to buy from us, as you can see, and it's very easy to pay us. This is our last sale of the week. We do this about 5-6 times a week, unless I go to the Masters like I did this week. We've only had 4 sales. But next week, we plan on doing 6. Monday's iffy right now, so definitely 5, but Monday's iffy. Long story short, we do $7 in limited shipping all week. You can buy from us all week, $7 in limited shipping, and then we combine everything, we send you an invoice, and you can pay us $7 in limited shipping. So thank you. Make sure you click on that link if you're watching on YouTube. That's how you can send us your email address and mailing address. If you're watching on Facebook, you can send us a direct message. This is Jeannie Pinnell, different account. I know Jeannie Pinnell very well. Jeannie, thank you. Anyway, I had to probably give out those instructions anyway. So who do you use for shipping? We use the United States Postal Service, USPS. Most everything goes media mail. Okay, I've got a crate of on-sale new vinyl that y'all are really going to like. I've got a crate of on-sale new vinyl I think y'all are really going to like. Let me go here. Please pay promptly. Yes, that would be helpful. We have tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars of unpaid invoices. Tens and tens of thousands of dollars of unpaid invoices. Any chance we can do those putback crates, or do we need to wait? Okay. This crate is straight fire. Do y'all know what that means? Straight fire. That means this stuff is really good records, and it's all $19.99. I have hand-picked these. If this crate isn't empty, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be very disappointed if this crate isn't empty. Great stuff in here. Great stuff in here. All killer, no filler. That's true. I've got another handful of cassettes. Let me show these right quick. They're all $4.99. Let me do these first. We have Triumph, Thunder 7. These are all $4.99. Triumph, Thunder 7. Sean and Hammer, here to stay. Sean and Hammer, here to stay. Here's another older one. 2001, A Space Odyssey, and like the little flip snap case. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Blue Murder. Blue Murder is $4.99. Femme Fatale. Femme Fatale, $4.99. TNT, Intuition. TNT, Intuition. And Helix, Wild in the Streets. Helix, Wild in the Streets. Got some hair metal in there for you. Those are all $4.99. No striper tonight. Will you send out tracking numbers? Tracking numbers are still being sent through Facebook Messenger. Darren Wortman wants Blue Murder. Darren Wortman wants Blue Murder. No list for that. No. All right. Everything in here is $19.99. Now, most everything in here is marked down. There are some records in here that were originally stickered $19.99, but it's like there's a copy of Fleetwood Mac Mirage in here, and I was like, how did that not sell? So I left it in here, and it's still $19.99. Okay, Neil Young, Comes a Time. Neil Young, $19.99. We just had new and sealed copies. $19.99, Neil Young, Comes a Time. Viva Roxy Music has a promo sticker on the front. Viva Roxy Music, 1999. Yellow Atco label, very nice copy. Viva Roxy Music, 1999. Dire Straits, Making Movies. The vinyl is VG Plus. VG Plus, 1999. Dire Straits, Making Movies. Roxy Music, Manifesto. Gold stamp promo strip, near mint minus vinyl. Roxy Music, 1999. Everything in here is 1999. Buddy Holly's Greatest Hits. This is a German pressing. Very nice vinyl, very nice condition. 1999 on Buddy Holly's Greatest Hits. Eric Clapton Slow Hand. A little bit of cover damage down here. The vinyl, super duper clean. Eric Clapton Slow Hand, 1999. The Who, Who's Better, Who's Best. This is a 2 LP Who compilation. EX 1999. EX on the vinyl, 1999. Walk on the Wild Side, the best of Lou Reed. Marked down from $34.99, now just $19.99. The best of Lou Reed. And Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Classic album. The vinyl is VG Plus, 1999. All right, first thing I can do is pull the Weekend from the last crate. Jeff Malwitz wants Jinx Weekend. That is sold to Jeff Malwitz. That was green sticker, $9.99. First in this crate was Jeff McMaster on Roxy Music. And Tanner, all the vintage stuff in this bin, $19.99. That is sold to Jeff McMaster. David Tate, first on Eric Clapton. That's sold to David Tate. Cameron Nance, you were second. Debbie Blair, you were first to the Who compilation. That's sold to Debbie Blair. Josh Ragland, second. Alan Jonasson on Lou Reed. Alan Jonasson on Lou Reed. Yvette was second. Jeremy Walker, first on Neil Young. I'm assuming, Jeffrey, you wanted After the Gold Rush. There's still a copy of Comes a Time in here. Everything in here is $19.99. The Who Sellout. This is a VG Plus, now just $19.99. Original Decca label. This is from '71. I think that originally came out in '67. That is $19.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Emerson, Lake and Palmer is $19.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Very clean copy. $19.99. Jeremy Walker, Jeremy, and Yes, Gold Rush. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I not pull... Yes. Earlier I pulled a Roxy Music for Jeff McMaster. Which one did I pull? Because there was two in here, but the first one was Viva. Okay. Because somebody asked the condition of this one, and I thought it already sold. Manifesto is still available. It is a nice copy. Original inner sleeve, near mint minus on the vinyl. Very nice cover too. Gold stamp promo, and it has the promo timing strip on the front. That is $19.99. Sorry, Fred, I didn't mean to skip you. I just thought that had already sold, but it's still available. Ben wants Sellout by The Who. That's sold to Ben. Ben Review. That's not how you say his name. Rouvet. That's why I've been calling you Ben R. Or just been calling you Ben. Not for sure on that last name. Silent Running soundtrack, just $19.99. Verace, this very popular collectible soundtrack label. Very nice copy. Silent Running soundtrack, $19.99. Very cool. That's an OG. Runt, The Ballad of Todd Rundgren, just $19.99 on Runt, The Ballad of Todd Rundgren, $19.99 on that. Psychedelic Lollipop. This is a Black Mercury reissue. It's a very nice copy, though. $19.99 on Psychedelic Lollipop by Blues Magoos. Fred Carnell does want Manifesto by Roxy Music. Nice copy of Eagles on the Border. Just $19.99 for Eagles on the Border. And The Cars, Heartbeat City. The Cars is $19.99. Very clean copy. Has the original inner sleeve here. $19.99 on The Cars, Heartbeat City. $19.99. This is a crate, a hand-picked Chad selected crate of all discounts or stuff I can't believe this didn't sell. Colin got Lollipop. Josh Ragland first to The Cars. Frank was second. Jason F. was third. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan. If I'm not saying the condition, then it's going to look like this. A very clean EX Plus to near mint minus record. If I do say the condition I say is the condition of the vinyl. Prince, Welcome to America. Now just $19.99. This is a fairly new record. It's on grayish silver vinyl. Just $19.99. Prince, Welcome to America. And the Nuggets soundtrack, or the Nuggets compilation. 2 LP cut from the original analog master. This is Psychedelic a psychedelic compilation. Very good. 1999 on that. Craig Thomas first to Prince. Jason F. second to Prince. Wayne Titsworth first to Nuggets. Colin Butler was second. The Eye in the Sky, Alan Parsons project. Original inner sleeve, very clean. 1999 for The Eye in the Sky. Oh no, it's Devo. This one is a VG Plus on the vinyl. Devo is a VG Plus, 1999. Oh no, it's Devo. Fleetwood Mac Mirage, 1999 for Fleetwood Mac Mirage. This has the original lyric insert. 1999 on Fleetwood Mac Mirage. Let's see what else was pulled in here. Gavin, you were third on Nuggets. Sherry Darnell wants the Dylan from a couple back. Right here, Bob Dylan, Dylan. Name of the album is called Dylan. Ryan Anderson first to Devo. Oh no, it's Devo. That's so to Ryan Anderson. John Ambrosic first to Alan Parsons Project. And Michael Nath on Fleetwood Mac. Brian C., you were second to Devo. Brianna, you were second to Fleetwood Mac. And Ryan said, never mind on Devo. Ryan was first on that, so give it to Brian C. instead. Brian C., you get the Devo. Continuing, the 1999 sale crate. The Hollies Greatest Hits. This is one that isn't really a markdown, but it's so nice and clean. I was like, how come this didn't sell? The Hollies Greatest Hits, 1999. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Has a little bit of cover damage down here. Very nice copy. It is EX, but this is Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Greatest Hits. Christina, you were third on Fleetwood Mac. Darwin was first on the Hollies. That's so to Darwin. Bob Dylan, Desire. Another really nice Dylan album. Original inner sleeve. Very nice vinyl. Looks unplayed. It's in shrink wrap. That's a top copy. 1999. Bob Dylan, Desire. Jimi Hendrix, Rainbow Bridge. The original motion picture soundtrack. No condition notes on the vinyl. About a VG Plus cover. Hendrix for just $19.99. The Music Machine self-titled. The vinyl on this one's VG. It's tough to find a high-grade copy of this. Just $19.99 on the Music Machine. Darwin got the Hollies. We've already pulled that. Jeremy Walker was first to Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Jeff McMaster first on Dylan. Cameron Nance was second on Dylan. Michael Nath first to Hendrix. Craig was second on Hendrix. Craig Thomas, you were second on Hendrix. Boston, their self-titled first album. VG Plus on the vinyl. That's an original label. When I say original label, this was pressed, no telling how many times. We don't really take the time to see if it's like a true first off the batch pressing. But a yellow or an orange label is a good hint. You'll see a black Epic label just like that was on the Hollies Greatest Hits. And that's a later pressing. That is sold to Darwin. Randy Taper and you were second. So orange, first hint. I've never really run the matrix on too many of those. There was probably no telling how many of those pressed when that first hit the shelves. Such a big seller. Darwin was first, Randy was second, and Christina, you were third. The Music Machine is an OG on the original sound label. That is an original sound label. That is the original. That's not a Rhino reissue. 1999, VG copy. How Hard Is It? Big Brother and the Holding Company. Big Brother and the Holding Company is now 1999. And here's another one, Be a Brother by Big Brother and the Holding Company. Be a Brother. Big Brother, boy, that's hard to say fast. Big Brother and the Holding Company. Those are both $19.99 each. Be a Brother and How Hard It Is. Brian Ferry, In Your Mind. $19.99 for Brian Ferry, In Your Mind. Another really nice. I think some of those were from that Bowling Green collection. Residue of the Residents. The Residents, just $19.99. Residue of the Residents, $19.99. Wayne Titsworth does want the Music Machine. That's sold to Wayne. Birdie, this is a soundtrack by Peter Gabriel from the film Birdie. In shrink wrap, near mint minus vinyl. That is $19.99. The Buckinghams, this is an original mono press in shrink wrap on USA Records. EX on the vinyl. EX on the vinyl, just $19.99 on that. Alan Totten first on Residents. That's sold to Alan. Nas 3. This is a 1971 Presswell pressing, now just $19.99. The original SGC label, $19.99. That is Todd Rundgren in that band, Nas 3. Sealed Alan Parsons Project was $29.99, now $19.99. Sealed, brand spanking new copy. Probably an original or a first press. Who knows? Probably is though. $19.99. Frampton Comes Alive. I've got two of these in here. I'm going to do these for just $19.99. Frampton Comes Alive. Let me go ahead and find the other one too. No peeking ahead in case we sell two of them. Yeah, I've got two Peter Frampton Comes Alive picture disc. There's the original card. They have the original sticker, original plastic. They're the same thing. $19.99 for Frampton Comes Alive picture disc. Tom Ulanowski wants the Buckinghams. That's sold to Tom Ulanowski. And Arm Lazelle takes the sealed Alan Parsons Project. Peter Frampton picture disc are $19.99. Spencer Davis Group with their new face on. $19.99. Everything in here, if you're just hopping on, everything in here is $19.99. 95% of it probably on sale. Craig Johnson and Terry Westwood, both on the Frampton picture disc. Craig gets one and so does Terry. They're pretty much identical, so it doesn't matter on those. Chuck Berry, Rock and Roll Rarities. This is a 2-record set with 20 rare Chuck Berry tracks. $19.99. Chuck Berry Rock and Roll Rarities. And that is a chess label. Pristine. $19.99. If I could just get it back in its jacket. Being a little stubborn. It's one of these die-cut inner sleeves. There we go. That's sold to Robert Johnson. Everything in here is $19.99. Journey to Infinity. Really cool space cover. The beginning of the beginning of the beginning. I think this is a spoken word record about space. Is that what's going on here? I think that it's a really cool cover. Yeah, it's a space record, spoken word, astronauts, rockets. Yeah, very cool. $19.99. Nice cover, cool cover. Journey to Infinity. I have some people who collect just spaceship covers. I'm one of those. I already have this though. Chris DeMoss on Journey to Infinity. Moody Blue by Elvis. That's on blue vinyl, his last studio album, 1977. Elvis Moody Blue. Another picture disc, Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA. $19.99 for Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA. And The Who Are You picture disc. That was $39.99. Doing these for just $19.99. White Light, White Heat, The Velvet Underground. This is a bootleg from Russia. Well, I don't know if it's a bootleg, but usually from Russia it is. 2008 Russian pressing on purple vinyl. The Velvet Underground. The Velvet Underground. Trey Mendenhall first on Elvis, Moody Blue. Randy Scarborough wants the Who picture disc. And Brianna wants the Linda Ronstadt picture disc. Josh Ragland first to the Velvet Underground. Josh Ragland first to Velvet Underground. Colin second. Michael Nath third. Larry Smith, you were second on the Linda Ronstadt picture disc. Absolute Beginner soundtrack. Music by David Bowie. Ray Davies is also on here. And Sade. And the Style Council. This is near mint in shrink wrap with the hype sticker and the original inner sleeve. $19.99. Absolute Beginners. The Byrds Untitled. A 1970 Terre Haute pressing. Now just $19.99. Gatefold, super clean copy. $19.99 on the Byrds Untitled. Was $34.99. Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come. Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come. Journey. This is from 1974. Now just $19.99. Arthur Brown. Iggy Pop. Zombie Birdhouse. Iggy Pop. Gold stamp promo on the bottom. Very nice copy. $19.99 on Zombie Birdhouse. And Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. This looks like it was in a radio station. It's a UK pressing with the insert. UK pressing with the insert. Very clean copy, which is unusual for this record. $19.99. Mike Kennedy first to Absolute Beginner soundtrack. That's sold to Mike Kennedy. I did say Sade. Sade was on that soundtrack that just sold. And Robert Johnson wants Iggy Pop. That's sold to Robert Johnson. Next is Don Henley, Building the Perfect Beast. This is in shrink wrap with hype sticker, original inner sleeve, $19.99. Hit song, The Boys of Summer. Don Henley is $19.99. Boston, Don't Look Back. Original orange epic label, super nice copy. Just $19.99 on Boston, Don't Look Back. This is an odd record. I believe it's a Taiwan pressing of the Honey Drippers. A Taiwan pressing, a bootleg from Taiwan of the Honey Drippers. It says Fan Club of Taiwan for promotional use only. There's a really early picture of Robert Plant and like his biography, and we had $39.99 on that. That is just $19.99 now. Honey Drippers. Hank Williams Sr., 24 Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Volume 2. Hank Williams Sr., just $19.99. and Fleetwood Mac self-titled, 1999. There was one of these behind the counter today that a customer seen. My mother texted me. She said, "Is this for sale?" And I said, "Yes," and somebody bought it. It was $34.99. Here's another one, just $19.99. Randy Taborn wants Boston. Jim Engelman, you were second. Jeff McMaster first to the Honey Drippers. And Jason Fornerat on Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. David Tate wants the Fleetwood Mac. And Mark Barbosa wants the Todd Rundgren Runt. That is right back here. That is sold to Mark Barbosa. Do you have Van Leer, Rose, Jack White, and Loretta Lynn? I do not. I had one of those about 3 or 4 months ago. I sold it to somebody that worked here. I don't have it anymore. Elephant's Memory is a 1972 Apple pressing. Elephant's Memory, original inner sleeve. That's on the Apple label, 1999. Elephant's Memory, 1999. Jimi Hendrix, Hush Now. Another Jimi Hendrix, Hush Now. So after Hendrix died, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of records pressed. A lot of them are bootlegs or unofficials and stuff like that. There is so much Jimi Hendrix music out here. Here's another one of those, made in Germany, 1999. Terry Westwood first on Elephant's Memory. Michael Nath first on Jimi Hendrix. Craig, you were second. Bob Seger, Night Moves, a very clean copy. Bob Seger, Night Moves, original inner sleeve, original label. Can't go wrong with Night Moves. What else is on here? Rock and Roll Never Forgets. Fire Down Below. Oh my gosh, Main Street. Main Street. That first guitar lick when it comes on. Wow. Ooh, just got goosebumps. Wow. This is sold to Lasley King. Randy Scarborough is second. Ron Phillips third. Cameron Nance fourth. David Tate fifth. Dire Straits, Love Over Gold, just $19.99. Love Over Gold, Dire Straits, original inner sleeve. Dire Straits, $19.99. We have Iggy Pop, Party. Iggy Pop is a 1981 German pressing, $19.99 for Iggy Pop, $19.99. And the Georgia Satellites. The Georgia Satellites is $19.99. The Georgia Satellites. Richard Baker was first to Dire Straits. We have Robert Johnson first on Iggy Pop and Arm Lazelle first on Don Henley. All right. Now, I said I was going to be greatly disappointed if we didn't sell everything in this crate. That was hand-picked Chad on sale stuff. Usually, that's what happens. It all gets gone. Let's go through these one more time. They're all still $19.99. I'm going to go through them one more time, especially if you just hopped on. That was some good stuff. That took me all of about 7 minutes. All these records were just sitting in our back bins, just waiting for somebody to buy them. It takes me about 10 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever, to fill one of these. We used to do this a lot. At the end of last year when we were doing clearance, I was doing $19.99 crates, $9.99 crates, $14.99 crates. But the problem is to do it for a whole show, I need like 12 of them. And it takes several hours to do that. So, Georgia Satellites, that does keep your hands to yourself. It does keep your hands to yourself. I think Battleship Chains was another one. I have a feeling David's going to want that. Okay, Neil Young, Comes a Time. Neil Young, Comes a Time, 1999. Dire Straits, Making Movies. That's a VG Plus, 1999. Buddy Holly's Greatest Hits. That was a German pressing. Peggy Sue, That'll Be the Day. This is Buddy Holly. Very nice German pressing. 1999 for Buddy Holly's Greatest Hits. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works, 1999. The Silent Running soundtrack. Silent Running soundtrack, 1999. 1999. Everything in here is 1999 on sale. Nice OG copy of Eagles on the Border. Eagles on the Border is 1999. Jeff Malwitz on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That's sold to Jeff Malwitz. 2 Big Brother and the Holden Companies. How about I do a bundle? They're already marked down, but if anybody wants both of them, 15 and 15, 20, 40, 30. Yeah, I'll do 30 for both of them if anybody wants those. 30 for both Big Brother and the Holden Companies. Sherry Darnell on Neil Young, Comes a Time. Juventude on Big Brother. Sell those for 15 and 15 instead of $19.99. That gets both of those sold. Brian Ferry, I'm in Your Mind, or In Your Mind. Brian Ferry, 1999. Matt Algram on the Eagles. Matt Algram on the Eagles. We have Peter Gabriel doing the Birdie soundtrack. If you like Peter Gabriel, or especially if you collect them, you have to have this one, right? I don't know if I've ever listened to it. I know I have it. But that is 1999. That's in shrink wrap. Nice copy. NAS 3, 1971 Presswell. That is 1999. Spencer Davis Group with their new face on. That's now just 1999. Greg Rogers on BB. That was probably for Big Brother, and that's already sold. Joe Bentley on Dire Straits. Joe Bentley on Dire Straits, and Sherry wants Neil Young. I have already pulled that. I got Sherry for Neil Young. Yep. Surprised no one got this. The Byrds Untitled. It's an original 1970 Terre Haute. 1999 on that. Super nice. Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come Journey. That's 1999. And then the 2LP Volume 2 of Hank Williams Sr.'s Greatest Hits. That was 1999. Now that's all that's left. One more pass over on those. Paul Brothers wants the Birdie soundtrack by Peter Gabriel. Now here's what's left. Hank Williams Sr., Arthur Brown, The Byrds, Spencer Davis Group, Nas, Brian Ferry, Silent Running, and Buddy Holly's Greatest Hits. I took a risk putting a Buddy Holly in a crate that I'm looking to sell. You know, if you've been a record collector for the last 40 years, especially 30, 40 years, Buddy Holly records this was like hair metal. In about 1991, if you were as a record collector, this was being fought over just like hair metal is today. They just don't sell like they used to, unfortunately. We've got a bunch of them. Arm Lazelle wants the Byrds. Paul Brothers got Birdie. Arm Lazelle got the Byrds. Allison Campbell on Hank Sr. Josh, I just sold the Byrds. And we got a couple questions here. Let me leave these at $19.99 for right now. Well, we can do a bundle, I guess, if somebody's buying more than one. Let's see which order. Josh wanted SDG, Spencer Davis Group. Josh, that one just got sold. I'll say that for $15 if you want it, Josh Ragland. So let me know if you want that for $15, Josh Ragland. Larry Smith, the Buddy Holly is near mint minus. It's a really nice German copy. It's a German pressing. See how it says a golden oldie? Has that a little bit different looking cover, condition and stuff. Very nice. Naz and Brian Ferry for $30, Jared McLaughlin. I'll go ahead and do that. He was next. Sell those to Jared McLaughlin, 15 and 15. Angela, we've already sold Hank. Fred, I just sold Brian Ferry. That leaves Arthur Brown. Paul Brothers is going to take the Buddy Holly at $19.99. Well, wait a minute. Larry just asked about it. Larry, I've got two other people wanting it for stickers. So Larry Smith, if you want it for $19.99, it's yours. If you say pass, then it goes to Paul Brothers. Ben was second. And Josh Ragland is going to take Spencer Davis Group for $15. And that leaves Fred Carnell, and he wanted Arthur Brown. So sell Larry Smith, Buddy Holly for $19.99. Fred, I'll say Arthur Brown for $15, which I think is a heck of a deal. And that leaves the Silent Running soundtrack. Who wants this for $15? Very cool. If not, I guess I'll say I'll buy it, and it'll be considered sold if no one buys it. Chad will buy it. I'm going to set it over here to the side. If no one buys this for $15, I'll buy it, and then we'll consider the crate is empty, because I don't think I have that, and that's such a nice copy. Fred said sold on Arthur Brown for $15. It's empty. I can go celebrate with a new bottle of water. Let's do a bin of putbacks. Is that what this is? Somebody asked earlier about auctions. Let me see if there was anything in this putback bin that was auctioned. And if so, we'll put it back up for auction. Doesn't look like there was. No auctions in here, but let me go ahead and show them. Yeah, let's just leave them all. Maybe this here, possibly. Very nice looking copy of All Things Must Pass. We'll put that up for auction. We'll see what it looks like. This is a putback bin. This is a putback bin. Fred said sold. Excellent crate. Air horn. No air horn. No. If we empty every crate for the rest of the night, I'll do an air horn for sure. Wow, that would be amazing. Right, Tanner? Wow. Okay, let me go grab a bottle of water. I desperately need one. I cooked some steak earlier today. It made me very thirsty. Killing me with these deals. There's deals every night on here. Okay. This is a putback bin. So some of this stuff we tag for somebody, they change their mind, which we don't like, but that's okay. We understand that it happens sometimes. Some stuff that didn't get paid for, or sometimes we sell so many records so fast, as you can tell, we accidentally put the wrong name on a record and then we never can figure out whose it was, so we just eventually resell it. How do we bid? Very easily, just like you asked. Just comment whatever you want and we'll sell it. So if I can ever free up some of my time, I'll make more crates like that one we just did. Okay, the infamous Tool Theory Inoculum box. I think this is one, and then I maybe got one other. $85 for Tool Theory Inoculum. New and sealed box set. $85 for Tool Theory Inoculum box set. We have Rush Hemispheres, $36.99. Rush Hemispheres, new and sealed, $36.99. David Bowie Diamond Dog. This is 180 gram reissue, $24.99 for David Bowie Diamond Dog, $24.99. Van Halen, self-titled, new and sealed, $31.99. Self-titled, new and sealed. Primus, Selling the Seas of Cheese. Primus is $36.99. $36.99. Offspring, Smash, featuring the hit Self-Esteem and Keep 'Em Separated, $29.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This is the single LP remaster, $31.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Mamas and Papas is $19.99. That's self-titled Mamas and Papas, $19.99. ABC Dunhill has the cover, $19.99. Robert Johnson on Primus. That's sold to Robert Johnson. What's in the toolbox? The toolbox has, I think it's 4 LPs. There's absolutely nothing written on it. I think it's just 4 LPs. They're like single-sided records. There's no, I don't think, really extras or anything. Boy, it's very heavy too. Very heavy. Let's see. Sean Crupper on Offspring. Sean was first to that. Oh, feed is moving very fast. Sean Crupper on Offspring. Paul Brothers was second. Richard Group wants the Mamas and the Papas. That's sold to Richard Group. Ron, you were second. It's got 5 LPs, a wrench, and a screwdriver. 4 LPs and a book. Etched sides, yeah. So, give me the toolbox. All right, sell that. What did I say? $85. Sell that to Austin Cauldron. They say it sounds amazing. Okay, so that freed up some space. Rush Hemispheres, $36.99. Bowie, $24.99. Van Halen is new and sealed, and that is the Chris Bellman, Bernie Grumman lacquers, $31.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Metallica Garage Inc. Triple LP, $54.99. We have Puddle of Mud, Come Clean, Puddle of Mud, $44.99. Music on vinyl. Pink Floyd, The Wall, 2 LP remaster, new and sealed, $49.99. Hard Rock Heretics, $28.99. That's on colored vinyl. That's a compilation of Winger, Dio, Faster Pussycat, David Lee Roth, Twisted Sister, Dokken, Skid Row, etc. Christina Sotar on Pink Floyd. Christina, I think you've tried a couple times tonight. I don't know if you've bought from us before, but that is yours. If anybody's watching for the first time, it's very easy to buy. You just comment whatever you want. We'll sell it to you. And if you're a first-time buyer, be sure you message our page. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll recognize your name being first-time buyer. We'll send you a link to our website where you can fill out a form so we can invoice you on Monday. Randy Tabron on Hard Rock Heretics. That's sold to Randy Tabron. Warrant. This is Dog Eat Dog, limited, numbered. This is number 316 of 2,500 on colored vinyl. That is $44.99. Captain and Tennille, Love Will Keep Us Together. Captain and Tennille, $9.99 for all of the heavy metal fans. You got to have some Captain and Tennille. Quicksilver, Just for Love. This has their best song, in my opinion, Fresh Air. Fresh Air, that is $19.99. Very clean copy for Quicksilver Messenger service. Rush, Permanent Waves, The Spirit of Radio, $39.99. Also Free Will on there, $39.99. And Bonnie Bramlett, BB, Step by Step, Bonnie Bramlett, $9.99. Terry Westwood on Captain and Tennille, They Rarely Get Left Behind. And Chad, what all Pink Floyd remasters? If you give me about 5 more records, I'll step over there and I'll grab one of everything we have. Rush, Exit Stage Left. Rush is $49.99. 2LP Live Rush. There's another Warrant. Warrant is $44.99. Gary Francisco on Rush. That's probably for Permanent Waves. Is that right, Gary? If so, thank you. We got a lot of Rush in here, so let me know. Elvis Costello, Almost Blue. This is a VG Plus, $16.99. Robin, you were second to Captain and Tennille. The Legend of the Lone Ranger, Gold Stamp Promo soundtrack, $14.99. Gary said yes on Permanent Waves. The Beatles, Real Music, REEL, as in music from their movies. Hard Day's Night, Magical Mystery Tour, Let It Be, Help, Yellow Submarine. That's from 1982. It does have the booklet with it, $34.99, US Press. The Beatles Christmas album, this is a bootleg. So this originally came out in the Beatles fan club, and it's a quite difficult record to get. This is an unofficial, $74.99. It's probably from the 70s, maybe 80s. We got 2 copies of George Strait's Greatest Hits. These are vintage original copies, $49.99, George Strait's Greatest Hits. We have 2 of those. Let me see what we got in stock with Pink Floyd. I may have to go to the wall, no pun intended, and grab a couple others, but there's that and that. Let's see, we got this one. I'll go ahead and grab this and this. Those are kind of Pink Floyd records. Definitely got to grab one of these. Let me get one of those and a couple of these. And one of these and one of those. I do need to get a copy of Animals, which is in the back. So, all right, I'll show all the Pink Floyds in just a second. We've got Alison Campbell first to George Strait, and Jeremy Dalton was second. So George Strait and George Strait. Jonathan Craig, you were second on that. I've only got one of these left. Now Yearbook 86. Either somebody put this back or we tagged one too many. Triple LP, $59.99. I just sold one of these that's out of print on Discogs this week for $139.99. Doug shipped it the other day. I went and pulled it for him. Yellow, it was the yellow vinyl one, $139.99. $59.99. If no one buys that tonight, we'll probably set it back and just wait for the price to triple. Sean Crupper wants All the World's a Stage. Sean, Exit Stage Left on the list. Okay, let's make a note of that because I have that on a pre-order post. Belinda Carlisle is VG Plus $14.99 and Sylvia is $9.99. New and Sealed, Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. And the Beach Boys Live in London. That's pressed in Holland. Kind of unique to Holland. Has a picture there from the Pet Sounds cover, $19.99. We have Sublime, self-titled, $44.99. And Slipknot, All Hope Is Gone. That is on orange vinyl, $36.99. Brianna wants BC. BC was Belinda Carlisle. That's so did Brianna Brooks. And no problem, Sean. Make sure he goes down on the All the World's a Stage. Paul wanted Bonnie and Belinda. Belinda just got claimed, but I still can give you Bonnie, which is right here. The Paul Brothers gets Bonnie, the one I just set down right there. Here's a live Rush unofficial. This is one of their early concerts from 1974, the Agora Ballroom, 1974. That's 2LP. That should be on white vinyl, white or red. $44.99. That is an unofficial. Def Leppard Pyromania is a VG Plus, $29.99. VG Plus copy. Has some sticker residue. Vinyl's VG Plus, $29.99. Sean Crupper wants a Rush. That's sold to Sean Crupper. There's the tracks. Paul just posted the tracks, or excuse me, Craig just posted the tracks to the Now Yearbook. Very good stuff there. Jim Engelman wants Pyromania. Yvette wants Sublime. Tracks on Beach Boys Live. Give me 1 second on that. And Looney Tunes. This was a putback from last week. Looney Tunes Merry Melodies, which is a Warner Brothers. This is a Warner Brothers compilation. Warner Brothers compilation, Looney Tunes. $49.99. It's a triple LP. This has got Alice Cooper, Frank Zappa, Captain Beefheart, The Kinks, Van Morrison, Sabbath, and that was claimed. And I think somebody put it back, or we put the wrong name on it. We keep this rubber band on here just temporarily for shipping, so it doesn't slide off, but I would recommend removing that whenever you get it in. So don't leave that on there. That is sold to Tracy Miller. Rob Scheffler, you were second. All right, now here's how we're going to do the Pink Floyd albums. Do not comment Pink Floyd, comment the name of the album. And here's what we have in stock. These are all new sealed remasters. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell, $49.99. Delicate Sound of Thunder. This originally came out in 94, not easy to get. This came out originally in 89, I think, 87. I don't get too many copies in. That's $49.99. Those are both remasters. Here's probably one of our most popular remasters because it is so difficult to find a nice, clean original. This is Wish You Were Here. And if you're not familiar with this cover, this is how it originally came. You're probably more familiar seeing the two guys shaking hands and one of them's on fire. That's the same album, but when this originally came out, it was in this black shrink wrap, which is not easy to get. Does anybody have an original copy in black shrink wrap? Not easy to get. The later pressings were in regular shrink wrap, clear shrink wrap, but yeah, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here. Those are $38.99. That's one of our best sellers in the Pink Floyd catalog. Adam Hart Mother is $33.99. Adam Hart Mother, the cow cover. Here's a Roger Waters album. This is called Amused to Death. This is pressed at QRP from Analog Productions. One of the best sounding records money can buy. That is $69.99. Roger Waters, Amused to Death. This is the newest Pink Floyd released, Live at Wembley 74. That is $39.99. Live at Wembley 74. And then if you just want the Dark Side of the Moon, here is the single LP remaster. Sounds incredible. $38.99. We have Pink Floyd The Wall. The Wall is $49.99. That's a 2LP remaster. Here's one I hadn't shown in a long time. Live at Nebworth, 1990. This is pressed at on 2 LPs at 45 RPM. Another Pink Floyd record that sounds incredible. 180 gram with 16-page book. That is $46.99. Hadn't shown this one in a while. Uma Guma, which is $46.99. And the soundtrack from More. The soundtrack from More. Tanner, can you grab a couple copies of The Wall, please? Or Animals off the Pink Floyd wall? More is $31. Now, the one that I just asked Tanner very nicely to get is Animals, which is $38.99. I don't have that. We have sold out in the store up front. We got more in the back, though. We sell a lot of copies of Animals. Tracy wants a copy of Dark Side and The Wall. I do not have Endless River. They haven't pressed that in the States in quite some time. I wish they would, but they haven't. And so the imports are really pricey. There is Timothy Jernigan, I Wish You Were Here. Paul Brothers wants a More soundtrack. I don't know if I'm getting any more box sets or not. And then here is Animals. Thank you. Everybody needs a copy of Animals. This is my favorite. This is my favorite Pink Floyd album. $38.99. $38.99. Okay, Dennis says, Wish You Were Here. Let me pull another one of those for Dennis. Susie Breedlove wants Uma Guma. Let me go ahead and pull that. I'll go get Dennis a copy of Wish You Were Here. Let me do that in order. Hopefully I have more up here. Let's see. Make sure I didn't leave anything behind. Division Bell, Delicate, Delicate, Delicate. There's more of those. I got another Adam Hart. I got one Adam Hart Mother left, one more left, and I do have two other albums over here I did not show you. Let me go ahead and grab those while we're on the Pink Floyd section. Let's see here. So Dennis Nelson, there's you a copy of Wish You Were Here. I have more if anybody wants one. Susie Breedlove on Uma Guma. I have like one of those left now. Darren Wortman wants to Live at Nebworth. I think I have one of those left. And here is another Wish You Were Here. We have a live unofficial Pink Floyd Live 1969. That's on red vinyl, $39.99. And Nick Mason, Unattended Luggage. That is Nick Mason, the drummer from Pink Floyd. This is 3 albums of his all together. Fictitious Sports, Profiles, and The White of the Eye. Those came out in 1981, 1985, and 1987. I never get those in. I had a copy of Fictitious Sports, like one copy last year, but I never see those Nick Mason solo albums. This is a 3-in-1. 180 gram remaster, $89.99. Nick Mason. The store is not open tomorrow. No, the store is not open. Did I see Pink Floyd Animals? You did. Pink Floyd Animals is $38.99. $38.99. Craig Johnson wants Wish You Were Here. I've got more of those if anybody else wants one. I have no David Gilmour albums. No David Gilmour. So one more time, let's go ahead and pull an Animals for Tracy Miller. We have Nick Mason, Unattended Luggage, his 3 solo albums in a box set. We have The Division Bell, Delicate Sound of Thunder, Adam Hart Mother, Roger Waters, Amused to Death, Live at Wembley, Pink Floyd Live 1969, Animals. Of course, I got more Walls, I got more Dark Side of the Moons, etc., etc. And David Eberly wants a copy of Animals. And let's see here. Skid Row. I have Skid Row. It is on silver vinyl. It is $39.99. Skid Row self-titled is $39.99. Pink Floyd, always a good seller. Yes. That's why we have 2 entire bins dedicated to them in our most popular rack. They've sold a few albums. They'll be selling albums long after they're dead, too. Paul Brothers wants the Nick Mason box set. I just put that up, but that's okay. Let me run through these one more time. Is there a wait list for the new Dark Side remaster? They did not sell that individually, so it's that right below you. Yeah, that box set. There is a new Dark Side of the Moon. It's a 50th anniversary new mix remaster. If you want that, you've got to buy the $300 box set. That's the only way you can get it. They're not selling that individually. The only thing they're selling individually is the Live at Wembley and the book. And I do have the book. I've got 1 copy. We've sold 1 here in the store, and I pre-sold 4. I think I've got 1 left. So, Paul Brothers, we got the Nick Mason box set pulled for you. How much was Delicate? That is $49.99. $49.99. Okay, this was a bin of putbacks. Here's what's left. Rush Hemispheres, $36.99. David Bowie is $24.99. Yeah, the one I showed in here, the only Pink Floyd single LP is the 2016 remaster, which we don't have any more up here, Tanner. They're more on the back wall. Dark Side of the Moons, and what else? We just sold out something else too, Walls. I got to order more Pink Floyd again. It's like, here's what comes in waves. Pink Floyd, AC/DC, which I might show those here in a minute, and then Led Zeppelin albums. All of a sudden, I'll start showing Led Zeppelin albums, and poof, they're all gone, just like we just did with Pink Floyd. David Bowie, $24.99. Van Halen is $31.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, $31.99. Metallica, $54.99. Most of these are new and sealed. Puddle of Mud, $44.99. Warrant is $44.99. Let's see. Was there a question? Is there something about Skid Row? Can you add Skid Row to my Warrant albums? I can. Bruce, let me find that, but I will do that for you if it's still around here. I got to make sure it is, though. Quicksilver, $19.99. Rush, Exit Stage Left. Warrant, Dog Eat Dog, $44.99. Elvis Costello is a VG Plus, $16.99. The Lone Ranger is $14.99. The Bowie is a 180 gram remaster, so this is a fairly new pressing. It's a fairly new pressing, 180 gram remaster. It is near mint. It has a scuff right here on it. I test played it. It doesn't affect. Looks like something scuffed against it, but doesn't affect play. The Beatles' Real Music is $34.99. Walmart has Dark Side 50th single. That is probably the Live at Wembley. They have not released the 50th anniversary by itself. That has not been released by itself. The Beatles' Christmas album is $74.99. You're probably seeing the Live at Wembley with the white cover. Now Yearbook 86, $59.99. Sylvia, $9.99. Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. The Beach Boys Live in London, $19.99. And Slipknot, All Hope Is Gone. Bob Ryger, Uma Guma is some studio, some live. Uma Guma is some studio, some live. Jeff Mallwitz, let me know if you want David Bowie. I do not have any Rush Vapor Trails. Ryan Anderson does not have any Pink Floyd. All of the Queen albums in production. Yes, I have a lot of Queen in stock. Let me know if you're looking for a certain album. A few minutes from a check condition. I am about to show some vintage buy it now best offer. The Dark Side that we have in stock is $38.99. if you just want the Dark Side of the Moon album. The Live at Wembley, the new one, is $1 more. It is $39.99. I will show them right now. Thank you, Tanner. Dark Side of the Moon Remaster. That is the actual studio album, remastered from the original analog tapes by James Guthrie, Joe Palante, and Bernie Grundman. And here's the Live at Wembley. If you want the 50th anniversary, you got to buy the box set, which I cannot get. I pre-sold 8 of them. I sold 1 live here on the sale, and then I kept 1, so all 10 that I got are gone. I went and ordered 1 more just in case somebody wanted one, and they were back ordered. And evidently, I think they're done with them. I think they're done with them. So, let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. If anybody wants any of those dark sides, let me know. All right, let's do a bin of buy it now, best offer stuff. I don't have a lot of auctions tonight. We're just can roll through a lot more crates, which I think y'all would prefer. I don't have really much to auction. I don't have any new Japanese stuff really. So, playing Jenga with some crates over here. All right, these are buy it now, best offer, and I highly encourage the best offer part if you want to buy something. If not, excuse me, you don't have to buy it. Somebody asked the price on the Pink Floyd book. What does that say right there, Tanner? $59.99, that Dark Side of the Moon book. There's 2 elements of the new box set that they're selling individually. They're selling this individually, and they're selling the book. The book is $60, the LP is $40. So that means you're paying $200 for the CDs, the box, the LP remaster, and the poster. It's got some other extra stuff in there. So, all right, let's see what we got in here. Queen Hot Space. I do not have that one. All right, buy it now, best offer. Let's see what's in here. There's going to be some new records. There's going to be some vintage records. We'll see what happens. The Shadows 20 Golden Greats. The Shadows 20 Golden Greats. This is $14.99. The Shadows 20 Golden Greats. Zappa, ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch in shrink wrap with hop sticker. $34.99. J Mac wants Dark Side live at Wembley. Sell that to Mr. J Mac. Big Mouth is $14.99. Big Mouth, self-titled, $14.99. Rick Ruskin, Microphone Fever, $19.99 from 1975. Rick Ruskin. Good Rats, Tasty, 1974 promo copy, $24.99. Good Rats. Promo label, promo sticker from Warner Brothers, $24.99. Aretha Franklin, This Girl's in Love with You. Aretha Franklin is $19.99. An original Atlantic pressing, $19.99. Aretha Franklin. The Who's Quadrophenia, $34.99. The Who Quadrophenia, original U.S. pressing on track, 2 LP, no booklet with this one. I'm not seeing a booklet, $34.99. No Japanese vinyl tonight, unless there's some in the putbacks that we're going to do after this crate. $19.99, The Music of Kurt Weill. The Music of Kurt Weill, $19.99. Brianna Brooks, first on Aretha Franklin. That's sold to Brianna. Everything in here is buy it now, best offer. Maggie's Last Party, VIM, $24.99 from 1981. Maggie's Last Party, VIM, $24.99. Bruce Springsteen, The River. Bruce Springsteen, The River is $29.99. That's a 2 LP. The Beach Boys 69 in shrink wrap, $19.99. Beach Boys 69, $19.99. James Taylor, this is a half-speed master from 1981, $49.99. Beautiful copy, half-speed master, $49.99. The Beach Boys, Made in the USA, $24.99. That's a 2 LP. Very nice looking copy. Beach Boys, Made in the USA. Easy Rider soundtrack, 1969 Terre Haute. Very nice copy, $34.99. Very nice. I've seen these completely trashed before. $34.99. Olivia Newton-John, Totally Hot, $9.99. And Alberta Hunter, The Glory of Alberta Hunter, $19.99. Vic Natecki on ER. Easy Rider sold to Vic Natecki. About new hot videos, recent purchase. Yes, that's what I want to do. If I can find the time to do it. The last couple YouTube videos I did were for the Pink Floyd, and I think we've got a couple new customers who watch those videos, and then they click on our channel and they see hundreds and hundreds of live streams, and then they subscribe to us, and then they start watching our sales. So that's why I do those kind of videos. Allison Campbell on Olivia Newton-John. The Beach Boys Rarities in shrink wrap, $24.99, an original inner sleeve, $24.99. Roxy Music Sirens. This is an Abbey Road half-speed master. Roxy Music Sirens, $24.99. Smashing Pumpkins Gish. This is sealed. It's in here because I bought it in the collection. Somebody still had it sealed. $39.99. Dance album of Carl Perkins. Carl Perkins is $19.99 on the Sun label. $19.99. Sun reissue. Babe Ruth First Base. This is a music on vinyl pressing. Limited to 1,000 on red vinyl. Babe Ruth First Base. $29.99. Terry Westwood said 20 on Roxy Music. Sell that to Terry Westwood. Doc Smith Alberta Hunter is $19.99. It's $19.99. The Glory of Alberta Hunter. $19.99. Christina wants a Smashing Pumpkins. I've got more of these if anybody wants them. Sealed for $39.99. Fred, I've already sold Sirens to Terry Westwood and Colin Butler. I will sell you Babe Ruth for, let's go ahead and sell it to him for $20. That way we can keep moving. Sold to Colin, $20. Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public. Lou Reed, $34.99. $34.99. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. Lou Reed, both $34.99. What do we have here? This is $14.99. Vivi Sick, Mueca de Rato Split. It looks like punk or hardcore. Something in that realm. $14.99. Deride. 2004, $9.99. Tracy and the Plastics, Culture for Pigeon, $19.99. Hank Crawford, We Got a Good Thing Going. Hank Crawford is $9.99. L.A. Noir, Remixed. Billie Holiday and Lionel Hampton. L.A. Noir. That's from a video game, isn't it? $29.99. I remember seeing that. Maybe even playing it. 2011, maybe. $29.99. Numero, Jackie Stoudemire, or Stoudemire, Invisible Wind from 2007, $19.99. Simeon Mobile Disco, Temporary Pleasure, $39.99, 2009 UK pressing. All right, let's see here. Mike Massey on D-Ride. That is this one right here. That's sold to Mike Massey. Doc Smith, I will sell you Hank Crawford for, I don't know if I really want to start doing half off. Half off kind of punches me right in the teeth, you know. I'll sell this to you for $8. That's 20% off. $8 on Hank Crawford. Robin Pruitt, LA for $20. I'll sell that to Robin for $20. It's pronounced New Our Nor. I've already sold it to Robin. Paul wanted it. That's okay. I've already sold it to Robin. $10.99 for the Unknown album. Sell this to Ryan Anderson for $10.99. Alan Totten wants this one. Joanne was second. Doc Smith said no problem at $8 on Hank Crawford. Okay, we have number one, Tokyo number one Soul Set from 2008. $24.99. Solvent Rappels and Synthesizers. 2004, $19.99. Chris Forsyth and the Solar Motel Band. 2014, sealed, $19.99. Jeff Beck, Flash, $19.99. Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holden Company. This is 180 gram. 180 gram, $34.99. So that's a repress on 180 gram, $34.99. Zawinul, White Label Promo, $39.99. Zawinul, White Label Atlantic Promo, $39.99. Bette Midler, The Divine Miss M, $9.99. And Crosby, Stills and Nash, CSN, $19.99. Steve Hodger. There's usually at least 10 Billy Joe albums every night. You just got to wait for them to pop up. Robin Pruitt on Cheap Thrills for $30. Josh, you were second. Let's go ahead and sell that to Robin. Fleetwood Mac Tusk is $39.99 in shrink wrap. Fleetwood Mac Tusk, $39.99. Any Sinatra tonight. There's usually about 10 Sinatra albums every night. You just got to wait for them to pop up.
Putback, I just pulled.
Here's a Putback. Tanner just put this one back. Frank Sinatra, My Way, $14.99. He's doing Mrs. Robinson and Yesterday and For Once in My Life. I know all those songs. Let me take a drink of water right quick. All right. Neil Young Decade. This is a triple LP Neil Young compilation. $49.99. Neil Young Decade. Getz and Gilberto is a 1976 pressing. $39.99. Getz and Gilberto. $39.99. 1976 pressing. Sean Phillips is $19.99. Sean Phillips is $19.99. Craig Rutherford, the best price on Tusk would be $32. Dusty said he wants the Sinatra. That is sold to Dusty, $14.99. Robin was second, offering $10. Josh Ragland was third. And we had Sean Phillips, Getz, Neil Young, Fleetwood Mac Tusk, $32 if anybody wants it. Craig has dibs. Wild in the Streets soundtrack is $19.99. Wild in the Streets, $19.99. Great Balls of Fire soundtrack, the film about Jerry Lee Lewis, $24.99. Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind. Always on My Mind. That's in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. Willie Nelson, $14.99. Johnny Winter, Raising Cane. Johnny Winter, Raising Cane, $19.99. And we have Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Greatest Hits. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Greatest Hits. Very nice copy. $19.99. Timothy Jernigan, first on Willie Nelson. That's sold to Timothy. Buck White and the Down Home Folks at the Randy Woods Old Time Pickin' Parlor. $14.99. Paul Brothers on Great Balls of Fire. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Carlene Carter, self-titled, $12.99. Leo Kottke, Dreams and All That Stuff. Leo Kottke, $9.99. Pointer Sisters, The Best of the Pointer Sisters. That's a 2LP, gold stamp promo, $19.99. The Beatles Songbook, Volume 2. The Holly Ridge Strings. So this is a Holly Ridge Strings. Stu Phillips. Of course, it's on Capitol. They're doing Beatles music. $9.99. Chris DeMoss is going to get the Johnny Winter for $14.99. Alan Totten is first on Leo Kottke. That's sold to Alan Totten. And John Kay, My Sportin' Life. John Kay, $19.99. John Kay was in a band called Steppenwolf. The George Harrison's right over here. Give me 1 second on that. Andy Kim's Greatest Hits, $14.99 on Andy Kim. Gary, you were second on Leo Kottke. Ellen Foley, Night Out. Ellen is a white label promo, $14.99. Ellen sang on Meatloaf's Bad Out of Hell LP. She was also on the TV show Night Court in the 80s. $14.99. Quick little side note there. Jennifer Warnes is $9.99. Self-titled Jennifer Warnes. Jedit first on the Pointer Sisters. That's sold to Jedit. And Hank Williams Jr.'s Wild Streak. $24.99. Very nice copy. $24.99 on Hank Jr. and Merle and Willie. That's Poncho and Lefty. $14.99. Original inner sleeve. Very nice copy. $14.99. If anybody kind of new is watching, something to know about our show, all of these records we bought in collections. We get them in. We travel out of state. We travel right down the road. Wherever people have records for sale, we buy them. We bring them back here, and then we clean them. Everything you see, we have cleaned, either in an ultrasonic cleaner, or we've hand cleaned them. We've had them inspected. We put them in a brand new sleeve, and then we put them out for sale. So we take a lot of time to get these ready and put out, and then we're live here every night selling these. That's what we do. And then we also are very large dealers in new vinyl. I would say, well, a couple of my sales reps has told me pretty much the biggest in the area. We buy and sell a lot of new vinyl, so we can get lots of new releases. Sometimes we get really good allocations. Sometimes we don't get good allocations. Depends on how big the title. Speaking of, the Metallica album is going to be allocated that comes out next week. So tomorrow or Monday, I'm going to post a pre-order for black vinyl as an alternative. So I'm going to make a post saying, if you want the new Metallica album and we run out of purple, because we've had 71 pre-orders and I'm told I'm only going to get about half that many. I don't know if that's true. I hope not. I'm trying to get them now from other places. But the Metallica album has been hyped up so much, it's going to be heavily allocated, which sucks because I was going to have there for a while we were debating having like a release party. And then guess what? Metallica announces they selected all these random stores to do a midnight listening party with all this cool Metallica stuff. And of course, I didn't even know they were doing that. But that's what's going on. So I've heard they've got really shortage problems from everything. The Walmart exclusives, their website exclusives, indie store exclusives. I heard it's going to be kind of hard to get everywhere. Now, I've heard that before with releases like Tool, Fear Inoculum, and then there's a billion of them. But my sales rep, who is very much into this stuff, said they're not pressing any more purple. This is it. They're not going to do a repressing of purple, just black. So that's what's going on. We have the indie exclusive purple vinyl, and then I'm going to do black because I'm sure some people will take the black vinyl if they can't get that. So, all right, Poncho and Lefty is sold to David Plunkett. David, you were first to P&L. That's Poncho and Lefty. If you're a first-time buyer, thank you. Make sure you message our page. I don't think I've said your name too many times. Gary, you were second on Poncho and Lefty. Wayne, the best price on John K would be, let me find John K. Wayne. John K would be $15 if you want that, Wayne Titsworth. David, I got you for Poncho and Lefty. Let's see. Way better than QVC. I guess that's a compliment. But let's see. Already been ready to throw, going to be delayed. So yeah, probably what they'll do is they'll probably press more for like their website because they get that money directly. Probably Walmart because they can sell as many as they want to there. The sidewalk sale will be sometime in May. Metallica tickets. Yes, I still got to get my Metallica tickets for Dallas, which are keep going up and up. Postal Service. Postal Service should be around here somewhere. And yes, it's colored vinyl. Master of Puppets. I do have Master of Puppets. I got all the Metallica albums. Well, most of them. So, let's see here. Okay. What else did I miss? UK Lemons. If you're watching in the UK, we can ship to the UK. What we do is if you want to buy, at the end of the week, we pack up your records. We send you a shipping quote. That's how we do Canadian customers. UK customer. Somebody the other night was watching in Brazil. So that's how we do all of our international shipping. Okay. And there's our nightly negative comment about the new Metallica album. There's always a hater out there. Let's see here. Let's do another crate just like that. I didn't really go through those a second time, did I? I'll do that again later. Let's go ahead and just bring out a whole new crate. Let's bring out a whole new crate. Of course, Metallica's not going to put out new stuff like Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning. There's no way they can do that kind of stuff again. But for what they're putting out in 2023 for rock music is fantastic. You can't disagree with that. 2023, they're still putting out music like that. Great stuff. They're never going to match And Justice for All and the Black Album. You're never going to see stuff like that again. That's the past. You're not going to see stuff like that anymore. Yeah. I mean, if they ever replicate any of these, I mean, look at this stuff right here. They're not going to do anything like this again. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. But their new stuff for 2023, not bad. So while we're doing that, let's do Metallica, Ride the Lightning. These are $29.99. Metallica, Ride the Lightning. The #1 thrash metal album of all time, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, Creeping Death. That's some good stuff. That is $26.99. And Justice for All. These are all black vinyl, by the way. And Justice for All is $39.99. Master of Puppets, the #1 heavy metal album of all time. That's from Rolling Stone Readers Poll, $31.99. Metallica, the Black Album, $39.99. One of the top-selling album, the top-selling album of the last 30 years, 30 million units worldwide. Enter Sandman, Nothing Else Matters, The Unforgiven, Sad But True, Holier Than Thou, The God That Failed. Those are all just killer, unbelievable stuff. $39.99, and then their first LP, Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All, $29.99. This has got some great stuff on it too. Hit the Lights, Jump in the Fire, and of course the hits on here, Seek and Destroy. What do they put on the hype sticker? The Four Horsemen and Whiplash. Yeah, I like Seek and Destroy, Jump in the Fire, Hit the Lights. That is a selection of some of the best Metallica there. Their first album, their second album, their third album, their fourth album, and their fifth album. The first 5. And we still got Load and Reload too, but that's when they kind of took a turn. Load and Reload, they started going a different direction. Well, actually, most people said they took a different direction with this. This is much more mainstream. This is very thrash here. Very thrash. Okay, let's go back up to the top so we can get back on pace here. Sean's going to Coachella. That's a big deal. Yeah, what's that concert they announced out in California? It's like Ozzy, Metallica, Tool, AC/DC. I was like, I might have to go to California for the weekend. That's incredible. You can go to one place and see Ozzy, Tool, Metallica. Who else was it? It's like 6 huge bands playing 3 nights. Craig Johnson wants Master of Puppets. James Bragg said that was their pinnacle. Yeah, this is incredible. That is... let's see, that's $31.99. Let's see here. Craig Johnson wants Kill 'Em All. So Craig got a Master of Puppets. He also wants let's see, he also wants a Kill 'Em All. That's also so did Craig Johnson. Yeah, Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden. That is incredible. Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Ozzy, Tool, and Metallica all on the same weekend. I don't know what that's going to cost, but Ozzy would be worth it because, as y'all know, he's not doing much more. Christina wants a Black album. That's so to Christina. Next, I'll show AC/DC and Led Zeppelin albums. That was our Metallica. Now, I do have more. I've got their later stuff, Hardwired, Load, Reload, Death Magnetic, the S&M albums, and Garage and Garage Days. I have those as well. I left out Garage Days, so... A 5 album. I really don't discount those. But Robin, if you want all 5 of them, if you're buying all 5 of them, I'll do $10 off. If anybody wants those first 5 Metallica albums, I'll do $10 off. If you buy all 5 of them, $10 off. I do not. Can you see if we have Jazz by Queen? We may have that one. So Robin, let me know if you want, or if anybody else wants that 5 Metallica bundle deal. Sold out too. Oh yeah, that's probably what, $600 every night? I'd say probably all 3 nights, including a plane ticket from Tennessee. That's expensive. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go to that or not. Seeing Ozzy though, pretty incredible. Addison has a question. Let's start this crate here. Don Cherry, Where is Brooklyn? We have Buy It Now Best Offer. Don Cherry, Where is Brooklyn? This is a Blue Note, $19.99. Don Cherry, Where is Brooklyn? $19.99. The 5 Metallica albums, they will be $10 off. The prices are, they're either $31 and $29. So if you want a ballpark, they're going to be, this is the Black Album, let's see, 30, 60, 90, 170, we'll say $160. Yeah, it'll be $160. Make sure I did that right. 30, 60, 90, and 170, 80. Yeah, $160 for the 5. That'll be the price. Because they're 30, 30, 30, 40, and 40. Doc Smith, I'll sell you that for $15. $15 on Don Cherry. That's $5 off. Okay, Fear City. Our Way of Life, Fear City is $24.99. Fear City is $24.99. Christina wants 5 Metallica albums for $160. That is Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, and the Black Album. $160. I hope I did that math right. And there may be more people buying that. Yeah, they were 30, 30, and 30. 90, and then sure, I guess that's close enough. 160 for the 5. And so there's 2 of them. We need the other 3 for her. And if we want to grab some extras, I'll show those again. Total should be 170. Yeah, $10 off is 160. I promise I'm good at math. Just trying to do it on the fly sometimes is difficult. Mike Massey wants Fear. Mike Massey wants Fear. Brian Ferry, Boys and Girls. This is a VG Plus $14.99. Brian Ferry, Boys and Girls. That's a VG Plus $14.99. Here is a Beatles bootleg. This is called Those Were the Days. Those Were the Days. This is a 1973 unofficial EX copy, $44.99. Those are the days. Love is All Around, the Trogs, VG Plus $19.99. Brianna also wants one of those Metallica bundles. The extra Ride the Lightnings are behind the Injustice for All. We're getting low on those, aren't we? I got to put in for some Metallicas. Metallica just bought their own pressing plant. They own their own factory so they can make their own records now. That was a great business decision by them. They've been very good. Another reason they've been so successful, they're very great at managing their product. They own all their stuff. Hammett or Lars and mostly Lars and Hatfield. So okay, Terry got Ferry for 12. We have Spirit, $39.99. This is from 1968 on the Ode label. That is $39.99. City Lights, Dr. John. That's one we don't see too often. $29.99. City Lights, Dr. John. Everything in here is buy it now, best offer. We're back to the buy it now, best offer stuff. Battle Cry, $39.99. Battle Cry. Whoa, that's some wicked looking vinyl. $39.99. On 1996 splatter vinyl, $39.99. The Strawberry Alarm Clock, the Storybook, Bronzy Crike, and the Seeds. This is a soundtrack from the movie Psych Out. Psych Out is $39.99. $39.99. The Bride Strip Bear, Brian Ferry, gold stamp promo. Brian Ferry is $19.99. The Tom Tom Club, this is called Boom Boom Chi Boom Boom. Tom Tom Club, that is in shrink wrap, $24.99. That's from 1989. The Inbred, A Family Affair. Well, that's a weird title. From 1986, $24.99. $24.99. The Barracudas, The Big Gap. The Barracudas, 1978 to 1981. The Barracudas is $29. Boy, we're right up Mike Massey's alley tonight with some of these. Bruce, you have not missed any Tom Petty. Do you have Green Ride the Lightning or Jet Just Blue? We have Just Blue. The Green Ride the Lightning, that's a alternate press that came out, I think, in the UK that's very difficult to get originally, something like that. Mike Massey offered $32 for Battle Cry. Go ahead and sell that to Mike Massey for $32. Thank you. Track list on Dr. John. Give me 1 second on that, Josh Ragland, or maybe Craig can help us out. That was Dr. John, City Lights, and Don Cherry. Doc, the Don Cherry is a Blue Note audiophile original master analog reissue. That's mastered by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. That is in shrink wrap. It's a fairly new pressing. I said I would do $15 on that. I don't have anything from Sweet unless something pops up in this bin. The thing about our inventory, for anybody watching you, we probably have 100,000 LPs. We probably have 20,000 out here for sale. We really don't know what we have. So when we're doing sales, it's kind of whatever pops up in these bins. There's no order, rhyme, or reason to any of this stuff. It's just whatever we run across. The new Born Free, The Hesitations, $24.99. This is a white label promo. Doc passes on the Don Cherry, no problem. Joe Eli, Lord of the Highway, $19.99. Joe Eli, Lord of the Highway, $19.99. Kenny and the Casuals, Things Getting Better. 1983 French pressing, $24.99. Kenny and the Casuals. With Love and Kisses from Tiny Tim, $24.99 for Tiny Tim. Hall & Oates, H2O, $19.99. And The Roaches, Keep On Doing. The Roaches is $14.99. Keep On Doing. Cellophane Symphony by Tommy James and the Shondells. This is a 1969 Abbey Road press, $24.99. The price on Dr. John Josh is, I believe, $29.99. So, yes, City Lights is $29.99. Buy it now, best offer. Robin Pruitt, TT. That was Tiny Tim and then Brian C said he wanted it. Here's how we do that. Robin, if you want it for $24.99, it's yours. If not, Brian C said he'll take it for $24.99. We the People, Declaration of Independence, $19.99. That is a French pressing. The T-Bones with Gary Farr, Them Bones, not the Alice in Chains song. $26.99, 1984 French, $26.99. The Escorts from the Blue Angel. The Escorts is $19.99. Ron Stoltz is first on H2O. That was Hall & Oates. And we're going to sell Dr. John to Josh Ragland for $20. And then we'll see if Robin Pruitt wants Tiny. She said she'll take it for $24.99. Cocoa Tea. $19.99 for Cocoa Tea. We them a go do can't stop. I really can't. It's made to sound like slurred speech, but I can't read it that well. What do we have here? The Delmons 5. 1986 UK pressing, $34.99. Doc Smith, Cocoa Tea, $15. Sell that to Doc Smith for $15. Doc, that's yours. Phil and the Frantics, $19.99. Phil and the Frantics. If you're just joining us, everything in here is buy it now, best offer. We've had a blitz earlier on Pink Floyd records. We had a blitz earlier on Metallica. And next is going to be AC/DC. I'll do those in just a second. Is this one of each of them? Okay. Well, we had stock, right. Any more cassettes? Yeah, and I've got a couple CDs to show too. A lot to go through. Boy, it's only 9 o'clock. We're going to be here till 2 a.m. at this rate. Michael Nesmith. Michael Nesmith and the First National Band. Michael Nesmith from the Monkees, $24.99. Television's Greatest Hits Volume 2. This is television themes from the 50s and 60s, such as The Brady Bunch, Hogan's Heroes, Peter Gunn, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Rawhide, The Monkees, Car 54, Pink Panther, Route 66. That is $19.99. Gerard, $10 on the Roaches. Sell that to Gerard for $10. We're going to sell Clay Moore, the Barracudas, for $25. Everything in here is buy it now, best offer. Where's the Barracudas at? Right there. Sell that to Clay Moore for $25. Stacy Metternich wants TV's Greatest Hits. Colin was second. Walt Cruz was third. Martha and the Muffins, $19.99. Metro Music for Martha and the Muffins. Happy World Chinatown, $19.99. Happy World Chinatown. The Strollers, Falling Right Down. Some of these looks like these would be some stuff Walt Cruz would be into, but he hadn't claimed some of them yet. The Strollers, Falling Right Down, $19.99 Sweden. That is $34.99. When advertising, does Dr. John go on? Does Dr. Dre, Dr. John, DR, or DO? If you're alphabetizing Dr. John, that will go under, I don't know. I would put it under D-O for Dr. D-O. Buddy Knox, Party Dolls and Other Hits. VG Plus, I don't know, I guess DR. I don't like alphabetical order. We have to do a lot of alphabetical order here when we sell records. I'm not a fan. The Fifth Dimension, Living Together, Growing Together. That's an EX copy, $12.99. Nas. This is VG Plus, $39.99. It's a 1969 Monarch press on red vinyl. D-O only if it's spelled out. That makes sense. So DR goes under DR. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson from South Africa to South Carolina. That's an EX copy, $44.99. $44.99. Planet P is a VG Plus, $14.99. The Hollies Greatest Hits, another copy. This is EX, $17.99. EX, $17.99. That's the original label for this one, Orange Epic EX179. You were correct, Chad. I'll take the Strollers. I know what you're looking for, Walt. Walt Cruz takes the Strollers. Johnny Burnett, the Rock and Roll Trio, $24.99. Early great rock and roll there. If you like early Elvis music in that realm, you'll like this. 24. My wife's a librarian. Well, she would definitely know. Robin Pruitt on the Hollies for $15. Sell that to Robin for $15. Planet P is Tony Carey. Here's another Johnny Burnett Rock and Roll Trio. Tear It Up, 17 Wild Rockabilly Classics. This is on blue vinyl from 1978, $29.99. $29.99. Doug Sam, Jukebox Music, in shrink wrap, $24.99. Doug Sam, The Yardbirds, very nice, $39.99. Featuring performances by Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, and Jimmy Page. That was $39.99. How much was Happy World? Happy World, what was Happy World? Happy World. Dennis Nelson, that was $19.99. Happy World, Chinatown, $19.99. Odell Brown and the Organizers, Ducky, $19.99 from 1967. Odell Brown and the Organizers. Sean Phillips, Second Contribution, $19.99. Sean Phillips, Second Contribution, $19.99. Flame, Queen of the Neighborhood, Flame is $14.99. Gold stamp promo. Dennis, I will sell you Happy World for $15. Sell that to Dennis Nelson. Michael Franks, Tiger in the Rain. This is a super disc. It doesn't say Nautilus, but Direct Disc Labs, Michael Franks, Tiger in the Rain, $39.99. Weather Report, Birdland. This is a 1977 white label promo, $19.99. Weather Report, Birdland, $19.99. God Bless, Tiny Tim, $29.99. Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Me, Tiny Tim, $29.99. That's an OG, $19.99. Steve Botsford is going to get the Michael Franks for $32. Gerard wants the Weather Report, and Brian Seed wants the Tiny Tim. Those three are all sold. R. Crumb and the Cheap Suit Serenaders. R. Crumb is $34.99. Robin, you were second to Tiny Tim. ABBA's Greatest Hits, $19.99 for ABBA's Greatest Hits. $19.99. And the Kinks, Misfits. Not the Misfits. This is the Kinks. The name of the album is The Misfits, $19.99. Blue Cheer is $29.99. This is a later Blue Cheer album, $29.99. R. Clum had a lot of albums. Marshall Bassett is first on ABBA. That's sold to Marshall Bassett. Auto Salvage, RCA Victor record. Auto Salvage is a 1968 Rockaway press, $39.99. Alan Parsons Project, Stereotomy, $19.99. Stereotomy, Alan Parsons Project. Adam Ant Strip, $24.99 for Adam Ant Strip, $24.99. Ambrosia, Rhode Island, Ambrosia, I say Ambrosia, $9.99. Robert Johnson, first to Alan Parsons. Steve Botsford, you were second. T-Bone Burnett, Truth Decay, $19.99. T-Bone Burnett, Truth Decay, $19.99. Horselips, Dance Hall Sweethearts, $19.99. Horselips, Dance Hall Sweethearts. Steve Morse Band, The Introduction, former guitarist with the Dregs, $14.99. This was Guitar Players Magazine's #1 guitarist 2 years in a row. He must be pretty good. $14.99. James Bragg, you were third on Alan Parsons. Jocko Belli Dante offered $14 for the Kinks. Sell that to Jocko Belli Dante. Robert Johnson, first on Steve Morse. Joe Sloop, you were second. Steve Botsford, you were third. Elton John Friends. This is a soundtrack Elton John did, $19.99. Roy Buchanan, second album, original red Polydor label, $19.99. And the Kinks Sleepwalker. The Kinks Sleepwalker is $19.99. The Yardbirds is $39.99. Roy Buchanan sold to Robert Johnson. The last crate, I didn't read through the titles. I'm going to on these. I'm going to read the titles one more time. If you want prices, or now if you're ready to make an offer, be sure to let me know. Let me go ahead and show you a handful of AC/DC albums first. These are all new and sealed. We have Power Age or Powerage. I think that's Power Age though. AC/DC $33.99. We have High Voltage, one of our big sellers on new vinyl. OGs are kind of tough to find. $31.99. Let There Be Rock is $28.99. And Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. These are all new and sealed AC/DC. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, $31.99. Let There Be Rock, $28.99. High Voltage, $31.99. And Power Age, $33.99. Mike McGinnis wants Let There Be Rock. That's sold to Mike McGinnis. We have duplicates of all these. Some of them we only have maybe one or two extra, or some of them we only have one of. So if anybody wants any of those, just let me know. We got several more. Next comment is how much for Gil Scott-Heron? Joe Bentley, that was $44.99. I just saw it in here, right here. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. The vinyl is EX. That is $44.99. Debbie Blair said 30 on the Yardbirds. That's sold to Debbie Blair for $30. Mike McGinnis got Let There Be Rock. Tear It Up and Adamant for $30. Let me check on those. And Monica, we just sold the Yardbirds. She going to get cherry limeades? That would be great. If Addison could get me a cherry limeade, don't tell her this, but I'll give her a raise. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a crate, and it's right here. Tear It Up and Adamant. Those are right in here. There's Adamant. Now, Tear It Up was the Johnny Burnett, I'm pretty sure. Tear It Up, yeah. And he offered 30 for both. I definitely need to counter, but we're not too far apart. Yeah, we are actually. I'm more at like 50 for both of them. Actually, yeah. I'm countering for 50, Fred Carnell. I'm countering for 50. Gary Ambrosia was $10. Yes, Gary Francisco. I'm going to go ahead and put your name on that if you don't say otherwise. Any Black Flag? I do not have any Black Flag. When I first started ordering new vinyl, the entire Black Flag catalog was in stock. Guess what? There is nothing by Black Flag in print anymore. Nothing. It's incredible. Their entire discography is off. Jason Dobbs wants a Dirty Deeds, and Colin Butler offered $25 for Psych Out. I'm going to go ahead and sell that to you. Let me wait till I get to it first. So Gil Scott-Heron, we have Johnny Burnett, Adamant. That was an offer to Fred Carnell. We have a Beatles unofficial. Love Is All Around the Trogs. Spirit, self-titled. Psych Out is right here. We're going to sell that to Colin Butler for $25. Brian Ferry, the Bride Strip Bear. If anybody wants any prices, let me know. Or if you already know the price and you want to make an offer, go right ahead. Tom Tom Club, $24.99. The Inbred, A Family Affair. Don Cherry, Where is Brooklyn? The New Born Free, The Hesitations. Joe Eli, Lord of the Highway. What's that noise? I hear bells ringing. I'm either going crazy or there's something wrong with my ears. Terry Westwood, Brian Ferry is $15. Or he's offering $15. And I'm going to sell that to him. Terry Westwood, Ferry for $15. Wayne Titsworth, Naz for $25. Let me figure out where that is. We have a $17 offer on the Tom Tom Club and a $15. $17 was first. Sell that to James Bragg. I hadn't got the Naz yet. Let me get to that one, Wayne. Kenny and the Casuals. Tommy James and the Shondells. We the People. The T-Bones with Gary Farr. The Escorts. The Delmonds. 5. Phil and the Frantics. Michael Nesbitt. Martha and the Muffins. Buddy Knox. The Fifth Dimension, Naz. Go ahead and sell that to Wayne. It's a VG Plus. Sell that to Wayne for $25. Charlie DeFrank Auto Salvage was on the original RCA label. Very clean copy too. And that is $39.99. That's a 68 Rockaway press. Next is Craig. Let's sell him Adam Ant for $18. Adam Ant for $18. Earlier, Mike Kennedy, somebody already offered 12 for Don Cherry, and then he passed. I counted for 15, and he passed. I think after he found out it was a new pressing. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell it to you for $12 unless, since I turned down 12 originally, unless Doc Smith wants it for 12. But if he passes, Mike, I'll go ahead and sell it to you for 12. Martin Pryor wants no, he wants Power Age. I read that as auto salvage for some reason. He wants Power Age. That is AC/DC. That means the only new AC/DC record that's still over here is High Voltage. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. TNT, I'm Dynamite. Do y'all know how great of a song that is? And of course, She's Got Balls. That is $31.99. Doc Smith said put it in my box. Okay, so Mike, I have to sell it to him for 12. I turned down 12 earlier, so I didn't want it to, you get what I'm saying there? Okay, so that's Doc's for 12. Colin, the inbred for 5. Colin, I can't do that. This will be $18 if you want it. $18 for Colin if you want that. Charlie, I'm going to sell you auto salvage for $30. Planet P is a VG Plus $14.99. The Spirit have Stairway to Heaven. Taurus, let me see here. It's around, yeah, it does. If y'all don't know what he's talking about, Spirit sued Led Zeppelin, and they said Jimmy Page ripped off the Stairway to Heaven. Well, that's an interesting looking dude. He doesn't look like he's from 1968. He looks like he's from 1983. That's a guy from the future there. The rest of these dudes look like they're from 1968. Then you got this dude back here. He looks like 1983 or 87. That is $39.99. This is an OG pressing on the yellow Ode label. $39.99. Let's see here. Next comment was Jocko Belly 14 on the Kinks. Sell that to Jocko Belly for $14. Ozzy Tribute Got From You is pristine. Martin Pryor, it was a great record. Let's see here. From Midnight Oil. Let's see. We have Johnny Burnett. So we have the Rock and Roll Trio, $24.99. And then let me show this one again. Oh, not that one. Here's another Johnny Burnett. And this is $29.99. That's on blue vinyl. Can't get anybody bought in on that yet. Doug Sam, Jukebox Music. If anybody wants any prices, let me know. Odell Brown and the Organizers. Sean Phillips, second contribution. R. Crumb, Flame, Queen of the Neighborhood. Blue Cheer, T-Bone Burnett, Horse Lips, and Elton John. These are all buy it now, best offer. I can almost do a crate condensing. Terry Westwood, I will sell you the Planet P for $9. That's sold to Terry Westwood. Anybody else? Let me show another handful of, AC/DC albums. Highway to Hell, $31.99. Highway to Hell. Fly on the Wall, $28.99. If you want blood, you got it, $28.99. Flick of the Switch. Flick of the Switch is $29.99. This is a very cool album. Rock or Bust. It has this lenticular cover. Looks like the AC/DC label or emblem logo is exploding. It's lenticular, $31.99. Blow Up Your Video is $28.99. And for those about the rock, we salute you. No Back in Black over there? Maybe. That's the only one we're missing. That's possibly the most important one. There's a live album. Let's see here. Boy, are we out of... That's incredible. Boy, that is incredible. I had like a 20, 30 of those. We've sold all in the store. Let's make a note of that. Back in Black. So, okay, AC/DC. Let's see here. No Japanese tonight. No, probably no auctions at all. I still hadn't put up this George Harrison. I'll do that right now. Martin Pryor Want Blood and Blow Up Your Video. There is a AC/DC album coming back into stock this week that's been out of print for a long time. I think it's called Stiff Upper Lip. I'm just getting a few of them. I'm going to order more tonight, and then I'll either make a post or show those live because that's a pretty sought after one, Stiff Upper Lip. Martin Pryor wants Blow Up Your Video, and he wants Want Blood. You pull that from Martin Pryor. Those are sold and sold. I do not have Back in Black unless there's some on the back wall, but I don't think there is. So, oh, wrong one. That's wrong one. And then I got a few other ones here to show. There you go. Those are both Martin Pryor's. Thunderstruck. That is the Razor's Edge. I don't have any more of those either. I don't have any of those. Well, that's incredible. Scotty Hopes wants Rock or Bust. I'm just going to buy out all the AC/DC stuff and just keep them in the back room in boxes. In case, because if these things ever go out of print, which I don't think they will, there's incredible. Okay, so one more time, there's Fly on the Wall. Here is a really good live show. You need to go watch this on YouTube, and then you'll want it on vinyl. This is live at River Plate. I think that's in Brazil. Oh my gosh, that's the most incredible live audience I've ever seen before. This is a triple LP on red vinyl. Triple LP on red vinyl. It's a great concert too. $56.99. That's live at River Plate. And here we have sold a bunch of these. The Iron Man 2 soundtrack. This is the closest thing you can get to an AC/DC greatest hits. The Iron Man 2 soundtrack. It's $59.99. Shoot the Thrill, Rock and Roll Damnation, Guns for Hire, Cold Hearted Woman, Back in Black, Thunderstruck is on this one. If you want blood, you've got it. Evil Walks, TNT, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Have a Drink on Me, The Razor's Edge, Let There Be Rock, War Machine, and Highway to Hell. That's the Iron Man 2 soundtrack. That's $59.99. That's technically an import. And then we have For Those About the Rock, $31.99. Flick of the Switch, Highway to Hell, High Voltage, and then the ones that we sold out of earlier, which is, let me go ahead and get those again. That's Let There Be Rock. We have Let There Be Rock. We sold one of those earlier. Dirty Deeds. If You Want Blood. And yeah, that's it. And we're sold out of Razor's Edge and Back in Black. Those are very popular because they're tough to find OGs of in good condition. I don't have Who Made Who either. I usually have that one, James. Okay, there's a question about Gil Scott-Heron. Edward, that was EX, $44.99. Mike Langford, Blue Cheer was $29.99, and it was near mint. And Martin Pryor wants Iron Man 2. There's Let There Be Rock. There's Dirty Deeds, and I think I grabbed the wrong one. There's Iron Man 2. That's sold to Martin Pryor. Any Who Made Who. Didn't we just sell that one? Do we have another one over there? Who Made Who? Okay, I guess not then. The Michael Nesmith was $24.99. Richard Baker offered $34 for Gil Scott. Edward offered $38. Edward was the first to inquire about it. Let's sell to him. Gil Scott-Heron is sold to Edward Star Wars for $38. How artists entitled my library. Right. I do the same thing. Like if I'm going to buy one AC/DC, I'm going to buy every album they have ever made. That's how I do with an artist. And I may not even listen to it. Just got to have it. Okay, we'll do somebody else next. Jimi Hendrix or Kiss or Led Zeppelin. Let's put up a new crate of vintage stuff right quick. The Nas was OG, Wayne. That was an OG Nas on the SGC, red vinyl. Let's see here. Okay, any other questions or anything in this crate? I think I can almost condense these. Let me go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, we got our first empty crate of vintage. The George Harrison. $40 start. $40 start. I'll show it in details in 1 second. David Hilton wants the blue vinyl Johnny Burnett for $20. Blue vinyl Johnny Burnett for $20. Let me pull that for him. Tear it up. Sell that to David Hilton for $20. Okay, let's go through a crate of something new right quick. We went through that one last night. Let me see what's in this crate. We need to do something on this table because these haven't been shown in a while. Let's do this one. Best price on the Beatles Christmas. The Beatles Christmas unofficial. I'll actually do a pretty big discount on that because I've got 2 or 3 of them. $50. $50. Terry Westwood. All right, here's some new vinyl. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but it may be some stuff you hadn't seen in a while. This is Adele 25. Adele 25, $29.99. And what I usually do with the Adele albums, because it confuses me, is I read a couple of the hits so you can keep them separate. This one has Hello, you know, hello, it's me, and Water Under the Bridge, Adele 25. Jim Engelman wants Adele. I don't think I have any more of those. Terry Westwood wants the Beatles Unofficial Christmas for 50. Let me find that right quick so we don't lose it or forget about it. Let's see here. Jeff Beck. That what crate was that in? Was that in the first Buy It Now best offer, or it had to have been? Let's find that right quick. Neil Young, Fleetwood Mac, Jeff Beck, Tracy and the Plastics, Lou Reed, Carl Perkins, Beach Boys, Bruce Springsteen, The Who. Well, I may have to hunt it later. I usually don't like leaving something behind because we are known for stuff that disappear after it gets reshuffled, like I've already done these. How many crates have I been through? Oh, that was in the putback bin. I got it right here. That was in the putback bin. All right, that's Terry's for $50. All right, let me show the George Harrison. Figure out what we have here. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. The lid is still attached. Let me see what label, condition, inserts. We got all three original inner sleeves, no poster. Someone did keep the hype sticker. They kept the hype sticker and stuck it on the inside of it. The box is not bad. It's still attached with the tape. It does have a couple dings there. It's got a ding up here, a little bit of shelf wear. It's very, very tough. And this is either going to be on Capitol or Apple. This is a Capitol reissue. Very nice copy, though. There's the third LP, the Apple Jam. I Remember Jeep. Thanks for the pepperoni. That's a $45 start. So all three. And then here's a great question. Maybe somebody more versed with really following inserts. I don't know if the Capitol reissues came with posters. They probably did, but there's a possibility because it was a repress that they didn't put a poster in it. That's a very clean copy, though, $40 start. Okay, now the new vinyl recap. Coldplay Ghost Stories. Coldplay Ghost Stories, $31.99. That is new and sealed. It did come with a poster. I didn't know if John was watching or not. So the Capitol repressings came with a poster. So this is missing a poster. Sometimes reissues, they leave out inserts. They did that with the White Album. Some of the White Albums I don't think came with inserts. Some of the later ones, I think. Chicago's Greatest Hits, $31.99. Chicago's Greatest Hits. Just You and Me, Saturday in the Park, 25 or 624. I've been searching so long. Color My World, Wishing You Were Here. Feeling Stronger Every Day. Does anybody really know what time it is? Make Me Smile, Call on Me, and then this is a good one. Beginnings, Chicago's Greatest Hits. Austin's at 40 on George Harrison. Here's another Adele 25. Was there anybody second on that? Yeah, Alice Lowry. So Alice, there's you and Adele. Alice got Adele as well. Blues Traveler. Blues Traveler. This is Blues Traveler Travelers. Now, here's what's kind of crazy about this record. The hype sticker, it shows it at black vinyl. It shows it on black vinyl, but it says 2 LP set on medieval marble vinyl. I have shipped several of these. Some people got black vinyl. Some people got medieval colored splatter vinyl. So I don't know what's up with these. $49.99. Chad, any update on Couldn't Stand the Weather? No, those are back ordered. Just waiting for Analog Productions to ship more. Chicago was $31.99. Yes, the Adele albums are based on the age which she recorded it. So the most recent one, Adele 31, but now she's 32. Or she was 32 or 33 when it came out. Black Label Society Doom Crew. Black Label Society Doom Crew. This is limited edition clear and black ice vinyl. $39.99. Kanye West, College Dropout. Kanye West, The College Dropout. $36.99. The Forrest Gump soundtrack, 2 LP, 32 American Classics, $36.99. Forrest Gump. Greta Van Fleet, Anthem of the Peaceful Army. Greta Van Fleet, $36.99. Anthem of the Peaceful Army, $36.99. Now Dance the 80s. This is a triple LP red vinyl. Now Dance the 80s, $59.99. Puddle of Mud, music on vinyl, $44.99. And Crash Test Dummies, God Shuffled His Feet. Crash Test Dummies, $36.99. Puddle of Mud is $44.99. Final call on George Harrison at $40. Austin Cauldron has that for $40. I'm going to put this copy of Puddle of Mud from the Putback bin in here with the other one, so I know how many I have. I got 3 of them. The Black Label Society is $39.99. Screaming Trees, Uncle Anesthesia, Screaming Trees is $48.99. I have a bunch of Cake. Prolonging the Magic. Cake is $31.99. Diet Cherry Limeade, excellent. $31.99. Iron Maiden, Live After Death. Iron Maiden is $46.99. Live After Death, $46.99. Russell S. was first to Screaming Trees. James Bragg and Edward is second. James and Edward, are y'all okay with waiting list? Because I can get more if you want one. This is sold. That one sold to Russell S. Paul Beal wants a Crash Test Dummies. I got one of those left. And Austin is going to get another All Things Must Pass for $40. Yeah, that's, to me, a deal. James Bragg on the wait list for Uncle Anesthesia. Those will be on the following week's invoice. So we had Cake. We have Iron Maiden. They both went on the wait list for that. Anybody else, let me know. Johnny Burnett, Rock and Roll Trio. Now, earlier we had the compilations. This is a reissue of that album, that first album he had that is very rare. $29.99. U2's Europa is $38.99. U2 is $38.99. Genesis, this is a fairly new release. This is Genesis BBC Broadcast. This is a 3LP 24 track. This has early Genesis from 1972 all the way up until their Phil Collins major era of 87, 92. That is $69.99. That's a new Genesis triple LP. Slipknot, here's the other one. We've shown most of them this week. Slipknot, The End So Far, $38.99. Tom Petty, Echo, Echo, $29.99. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, 2LP, Abbey Road Half-Speed Master, $59.99. That's a half-speed master. Frank Sinatra Collected is $44.99. And Rihanna, Good Girl Gone Bad, featuring Umbrella with Jay-Z, $36.99. James Bragg on Slipknot. James Bragg on Slipknot. And Brianna, the Don Henley, that's already sold. The Don Henley with Boys of Summer, that is already sold. Sorry about that. Someone's already grabbed that. Hey, it's Cherry Limeade time. This is going to be a refresher. Wow. I needed this. Postal Service. I will find that. Give me 1 second. I think it might be in this crate right over here. Cherry Limeade's top priority right now. Okay, anybody else? We've got Rihanna, Frank Sinatra. Do you still have Chris Cornell? Yes, right here. Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell, $49.99. The Chris Cornell Hits collection. I've got 3 left. Amy Winehouse, Tom Petty, Genesis, U2, Johnny Burnett, Iron Maiden, Cake, Crash Test Dummies, Puddle of Mud, Now Dance the 80s, Greta Van Fleet, Forrest Gump, Kanye West, Black Label Society, Chicago, Blues Traveler, and Coldplay. Tony Murphy said he'll take a Chris Cornell. Did she get a raise with the Cherry Limeade like I said? I didn't say anything. Nothing, right? We was talking about you while you were gone. James Bragg on U2's Europa. When you left, I told Tanner, I said, Addison gets me a Cherry Limeade, I'll give her a raise. But I had my fingers crossed when I said it. Okay, let's see. Chad, can I please put back the 2 Tigers records and get a Caress of Steel? Sure, maybe. Well, we have to find them first, but wow, that's very tasty. Now Chad's going to be in a good mood. Chad's going to start marking stuff down. That's not good for me. It's going to be great for y'all. see what we have here. I really don't have much to mark down. There's all, let's see here. What is this? Okay. There's those. Okay. Let's do another crate of Buy It Now Best Offer Vintage. We have, this is sold to, who just said they wanted this? I've lost his name. Chris Wood Sr. James Bragg, I've got your U2 Zeropa. Jeff Malwitz wants the David Bowie from the Putback bin, Diamond Dogs. That is right here. Here, where is that? Slipknot, Beach Boys, Sylvia. There it is. That is sold to Jeff Malwitz. And let me grab our next crate of Buy It Now Best Offer Vintage. There's something about Sprite and cherries and limes and lemons. They make a good combo. All right, Buy It Now Best Offer bin. Y'all have liked these. We've already emptied out about 4 of them tonight. Or we went through 4. We've emptied 2 of them. And we might have another bin of putbacks. I'm not for sure. There's no lemon in that. There's no lemon in Sprite? I think you're wrong about that. There's some kind of lemon in Sprite. The Final Conflict, 1988 UK. The Final Conflict, 1999. The Final Conflict. These are all Buy It Now Best Offer. Bob Dylan, Infidels. Bob Dylan, Infidels, $34.99. Bob Dylan, Infidels. Mike Massey, First on Conflict. Purple, Crustacean, $14.99. Stephen Stills, Illegal Steals. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. The Savage 7 soundtrack, featuring music from Cream and Iron Butterfly. Excuse me. $39.99. Savage 7 soundtrack. The Eagles, Desperado. OG press. Textured cover. Beautiful. $34.99. Desperado. I was watching in this video of the Eagles doing In the City from like the studio. Mike Massey needs to put back Conflict. No problem. Can I see hype sticker on Stephen Stills? Stephen Stills. There's the hype sticker. It's in partial shrink wrap, and that is $19.99. Everything in here is Buy It Now Best Offer. Ryan Foster on the Eagles. That's sold to Ryan Foster. There's the Final Conflict if anybody wants that. The Towering Inferno soundtrack. This is sealed. $29.99. That's one of John Williams' first soundtracks. This is $9.99. Aviator. I'm Not the Lonely One. Aviator. $9.99. One Step More and You Die. $34.99 from 2004. The Reach Around Rodeo Clowns. Rockabilly Deluxe. 2013 gold vinyl. $14.99. The Reach Around Rodeo Clowns. $14.99. We do have some high-end crates we can go through tonight. If I can locate them in the back. I think I know where they're at, though. Boy, that's a interesting looking cover. This is called Savith and Savalas Manana. $14.99. Robert Johnson wants the Hillbilly Rodeo Clowns. Robert Johnson gets that. Actually, correction. Robin, you were first, and then Robin offered 10, and then Robert claimed it. So, Robin, you can have that for $14.99. If you pass, it goes to Robert. Potluck, Spooner Oldham, 2015 green vinyl, $24.99. Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver, $19.99. Crosby and Nash, Wind on the Water, $19.99 in shrink wrap. Robin's going to pass, so that goes to Robert Johnson at sticker. Don Nix, Hobos, Heroes, and Street Corner Clowns, 1999. Don Nix. Steven Stills, another one with a hop sticker, Right By You, 1999. Motorcycles USA, the Hornets. This is a really cool record, really cool cover. It's on the Liberty label. That's a 1964 mono, the Hornets, Motorcycles USA. 2001, A Space Odyssey Volume 2 in shrink wrap, 1999. Goldfinger, an original Bond soundtrack, has an original price tag on it too, in shrink wrap, 1999. 1999. The Hindenburg from the original motion picture soundtrack. The Hindenburg. This is a 1975 sealed copy for $24.99. The Hindenburg soundtrack. Electric Light Orchestra Discovery. EX 1799. Electric Light Orchestra Discovery. EX 1799. Goldfinger. Whew, you know I'm not going to discount Bond soundtracks that much. What was the group before CSN? That was Steve Winwood, and then we had Potluck, Spooner Oldham. Josh Ragland wants ELO. Let's go ahead and give that to Josh Ragland. Robin offered 15 for orchestra. Orch. Figure out what that is. Maybe ELO. Yeah, orchestra. Robin, that's already so. John, I will do 15 on the Bond soundtrack. Beautiful copy. In shrink wrap. Price tag. I know you, John loves this price tag right here. Next, Count Basie, chairman of the board. Count Basie, $19.99. Count Basie. George Benson, White Rabbit. George Benson. That is $24.99. Terry said he'd give 15 for Bond if John doesn't. Loverboy is a VG Plus, $14.99. Loverboy is a VG Plus, $14.99. Somebody's going to end up with Bond, either John or Terry. We'll figure that out. Let's sell Steve Botsford the Basie for 15. That's sold to Steve. The Best of Percy Sledge. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. The Best of Percy Sledge. When a Man Loves a Woman, $19.99. John passes, so Terry, you get the Bond soundtrack. There's no telling how many times I've seen Goldfinger. That's arguably the best Bond film next to Casino Royale. Whoa! Almost dropped Carla Thomas. Carla is a Stax 60th anniversary, 1999. Let's see here. Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I wish I had a copy of that. I don't, though. I don't have any. New, vintage, old. Let's see. Doc Smith offered 15 for Percy Sledge. That's sold to Doc Smith. Mavis Staples, We Get By, $19.99. Mavis Staples, We Get By, $19.99. Gary Burton Quartet, Picture This, $14.99. Ferris Wheel is on the Uni label. VG Plus, $19.99. Ferris Wheel, VG Plus, $14.99. Okay, Dog got Percy Sledge. Michelle was second. Alan H, 15 on the Mavis Staples. That's sold to Alan. Brian, you were second. Let's see. Chad, my wife agrees that your hands are top notch. Thank you. They've got cuts and let's see. Which hand do I open records with? This hand, let's see. Yeah, right here. Usually, is this the hand? From opening records where the jacket hits my fingers, it's usually cut and it's horrible. Where I have to open. That's the most painful part of my job, is trying to open records all day. Hard labor, right, Tanner? This cherry limeade is spectacular. Got you on the big screen. Some people cast our feed to their 67-inch TVs and watch from there. So they can see everything. We're in 1080p, 4K. Jedit is going to get the Carla Thomas for $15. Who's Ferris Wheel by? I believe that's the name of the artist, Ferris Wheel. Ferris wheel. That's the name of the artist, self-titled. Here's another Savith Savalas EX copy, $14.99. The Steels Young Band. That's Stephen Stills and Neil Young. EX copy, $17.99. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Daylight Again. EX copy, $17.99. Batik, Ralph Towner, Eddie Gomez, and Jack DeJohnette, $14.99. George Costanza. That's a great episode. Well, they're all great, but that woman grabs his hands. He walks around with those oven mitts on. Big Seinfeld fan here. I can almost recite them. Joanne, Daylight Again, $15. That's Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Sell that to Joanne for $15. We have Ralph Towner, Gary Peacock, Marcus Stackhausen, Paul McCandless, Jerry Granali, City of Eyes. That's definitely a jazz record, $19.99. A couple jazz records right here, or jazz fusion. The Art Tatum, Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. Art Tatum, Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. The Tip of the Weisberg, Tim Weisberg, $19.99. When George grabs that iron, that's funny. Grover Washington Jr., Inner City Blues. Grover Washington Jr., $14.99. Inner City Blues. Grover Washington Jr., $14.99. Stevie Wonder, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. This is a 2LP. This is a 180-gram reissue, $24.99. Stevie Wonder, In Square Circle, $14.99. Steve Botsford offered $11 for Grover. Alan said he'll take it. Steve, you know the drill. You can have it for $14.99, or if not, we'll give it to Alan. Aren't you glad you went to Masters today? Absolutely. Terrible day for golf in Augusta. Let's see. Doc Smith offered $15 for Art Tatum. We're going to go ahead and sell that to Doc Smith for $15. Stevie Wonder Anthology. Stevie Wonder Anthology, $34.99. This is Grover. Steve is going to take the Grover at full price. That's sold to Steve Botsford. The Best of Lee Ritenour, $14.99. Some of these, most of these right here are leftovers from the Murfreesboro collection. A lot of these right here, if y'all are curious about condition, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. John Denver Gold Deluxe. This is a 2LP John Denver Greatest Hits, Japanese press with OB, $39.99. Parkway Drive, Atlas, from 2012, $39.99. Parkway Drive. The Fifth Dimension by The Byrds, $24.99. This is a second label, a repress label. Very nice copy, though, $24.99. Bo Diddley, 500% More. Bo Diddley is $39.99. All we have on the back is Reissue, which is this light blue checker label, not a first press, $39.99. We're going to sell John Denver to Edward for $32. That's sold to Edward. Victor Buono, or Buono, Heavy. That is sealed from 1971, $19.99. The Batik Condition Batik. That's from that Murfreesboro batch. All those are like, he probably opened this, as in he probably bought a sealed copy. Yeah, it's absolutely pristine. $14.99. Steve Miller Band, Sailor, $19.99 on Steve Miller Band, Sailor. Herbie Mann, My Kind of Groove. Herbie Mann is sealed. This is a sealed copy from 1965, $29.99. And Pedro the Line, It's Hard to Find a Friend, 2001 marbled vinyl, $39.99. Marbled vinyl. Price on 3 Stevies. Let's see. There's a Stevie Wonder Anthology, Stevie Wonder In Square Circle, and Journey. Those are $24, $14, and $34.99. $34 for the Anthology, triple LP, $14 In Square Circle, and $24.99 for Secret Life of Plants, which is all, this one's 180 gram. These are vintage or OG copies. Russell S. on the Fifth Dimension. That's the Byrds. That's sold to Russell S. $13.99 on Steve Miller Band. Go ahead and sell that to Josh Ragland. We have for $13.99 Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living, $29.99. Sold American, Kinky Friedman, $34.99. Ian Deary and the Blockheads, Laughter, $19.99. Evening Star, Fripp and Eno, $39.99. Victor Buono was the Tut villain on Batman. Hey, there you go. He looks like he could be a villain. I know what you're talking about. I didn't realize that, though. Ryan Foster wants the Fripp and Eno. Ark of a Diver Condition. That was near mint. That's also from that Murfreesboro batch. Very nice. Has a couple. It has a scuff right there on it. Colin offered 12 for the Batik. Let me make sure that Dovey doesn't want it. Dovey, if you don't want the Batik, if you say pass, we're going to sell that to Colin for $12. If you want it, it's yours for $12. Steve Miller Band, Your Saving Grace, also $19.99. Another Steve Miller Band sailor. There's another one, $19.99. Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, Law and Order, his solo album, $19.99. Lindsey Buckingham. The Notorious Bird Brothers, $26.99. The Notorious Bird Brothers, $26.99. Dovey passes, so Colin Butler got Batik. James Bragg on SW. That could be for a lot of things. That could be for Steve Winwood, Stevie Wonder, or possibly even Steve Miller, even though that really wouldn't match up. But we'll see which ones James wants. Bloodlet, $14.99. Record Store Day exclusive on colored vinyl. James Bragg wanted Winwood. Okay, we'll make sure that Colin or Richard Group, if Richard Group doesn't want that, that's yours, James Bragg. Is Macho City, Colin Butler wants Bloodlet. Is Macho City on any of those Steve Miller bands? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one. Macho City. This is, I don't know when that song came out. This is early Steve Miller, as in like 69 and I think 70. Song for Our Ancestors, Live in the USA. I don't see that on here. Colin got the blood. Terry, you were second on Bloodlet. Clint Howard, $14.99 on Lindsay. Sell that to him. And Motion City Soundtrack, $24.99. Motion City Soundtrack. This is Touche Amore, $29.99. Soft Machine is $24.99. Soft Machine, $24.99. Balance and Composure, The Things We Think We're Missing, $34.99. And Let's Straighten It Out, More Lattimore. More Lattimore, $29.99. Alan Totten wants Motion City. Motion City, that's sold to Alan Totten. Stevie Wonder, I'll Take Two, not anthology. Okay, James Rayner wants Stevie Wonder. He wants this one and this one. So that leaves the Stevie Wonder anthology. If anybody wants this, $34.99 or best offer. This is a triple LP. It's got everything you'd want by Stevie Wonder on it. I'm going to read through these one more time. This was a Buy It Now Best Offer crate. Buy It Now Best Offer crate. Getting some offers on eBay stuff. That's always good to see. Rich Group, I've already sold Steve Winwood for $19.99 unless you want it. So Rich Group, if you want Ark of a Diver, it's yours for $20 or $19.99. If not, James Bragg has already claimed it. Macho City's on Circle of Love by Steve Miller Band. Okay. That's on a later album then. Circle of Love, I think. I mean, I can't picture that one in my head right now. Circle of Love. Didn't we just have that one? What is the name of this one? No, that's Your Saving Grace. Never mind. He says he'll pass to James. Okay. Let's go through this crate one more time. If you want prices or if you want to make an offer, go right ahead. Bob Dylan Infidels. I'll pretend this was in a $19.99 crate. Bob Dylan Infidels, $19.99 if anybody wants it. I'm sure somebody will take it for that. Crustacean, purple, Stephen Stills, Illegal Stills. These are all bought now, best offer. The Savage 7, Cream and Iron Butterfly. The Final Conflict. The Towering Inferno was sealed. That was called the... that's Aviator. I'm Not the Lonely One. Unique record there. One Step More and You Die. That's the Savalas. Couple odd things in here. Potluck, Spooner Oldham, Crosby and Nash, Don Nix, Stephen Stills. Motorcycles USA, the Hornets. I think I'm going to leave that one out because that's a cool cover. The Inferno was a sealed soundtrack, $29.99 from 1974. 2001, A Space Odyssey, Volume 2. That's the Stanley Kubrick iconic film, A Space Odyssey, 2001. The Hindenburg, for you Led Zeppelin fans. George Benson, White Rabbit. Surprised no one made an offer on that. That's a 180-gram remaster. Loverboy, VG Plus. Gary Burton Quartet. Ferris Wheel. Another Sabbath Savalas. I think I'm saying that right. The Stills Young Band. Ralph Towner. Tim Weisberg. Lee Ritenour. Got a couple questions here. James Bragg said 15 on Infidels. Go ahead and sell that to James Bragg for 15. Jetted, the Stevie Wonder anthology was $34.99. Now, I have an offer for 25. Does this have the booklet with it? Let me see if it has a booklet with it. It does have a booklet with it. There's this harmonica. Stevie all through the years there. Boy, what's some unbelievable music. Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours. That's fantastic. If You Really Love Me. Traveling Man. Uptight, Everything's All Right. Shooby Be Doo Be Da. You Met Your Match. For Once in My Life. That's another great one. Did I already say that one? I've Never Had a Dream Come True. Jetted, $34.99 best offer. Steve has offered 25. I'll see what you say before I say anything about Steve's offer. We'll see what your move is on it first. You may just pass, or if you want to make an offer, then we'll come back to Steve. Jared McLaughlin offered 15 for the first Steals. Let me find that. This one here, Illegal Still. Sell that to Jared for 15. We're going to sell Doc Smith, Ralph Towner for 10. Ralph Towner for 10. Edward says Steals and Nash and Young bundle. Well, we just sold one out of there. Edward, if you want to readjust that offer, there's a Steals, there's a Stephen Stills album left, and a Stills, there's a Stephen Stills, a Stills and Young, and a Graham and Nash album. If you have any interest in that, I'll make you a deal, or you can make an offer on that. Until you come back to me. I did not know that. Terry said 20 on the Inferno. Sell that to Terry Westwood. And we have Jedit said 28 on this. Steve Botsford, he had dibs on that. We're going to sell that to Jedit for 28. That's a great set. I own one of those myself. I actually had a sealed one that the shrink was torn on it, and I opened it up. White Rabbit for Michael Nath. The price on that is $24.99. And this is a CTI 180-gram remaster of that. 2010 is the copyright date. Parkway Drive, Atlas, $39.99, 2012. Bo Diddley, 500% more, $39.99. Victor Buono, not for sure how to say that last name. Buono or Buono. Herbie Mann, My Kind of Groove, $29.99. Pedro the Line, It's Hard to Find a Friend, $39.99. Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living. Sold American, Kinky Friedman, Ian Dury, Laughter. The Byrds, Notorious Bird Brothers. Steve Miller Band, Your Saving Grace. Steve Miller Band, Sailor. We got an offer for Nash and Young and Stills and Nash for 30. Okay, so he's interested in Nash. Well, I think you meant Stills and Young. Boy, that's making my head hurt. Nash and Young and Stills and Nash. I think you're getting some names backwards there. There's Crosby and Nash, and then Stills and Young, and then just a Stephen Stills album. Crosby and Nash, and then Stills and Young. I think he was offering 30 for these two, if I get the translation there. Edward's offering 30 for both of those. If so, that's sold. Let me know if that's right. Let's see. He said yes. Okay. So both of those for 30, so 15 and 15. Best price on Steve Miller Band, I will do these for 15 and 15 as well. 15 and 15, Ken Frazier, if you want those. Tommy Onowski, The Birds was $26.99, I believe. What happened to that? Right here. $26.99 for The Birds. Michael Nath's is sold on the George Benson. Sell that to Michael Nath, $24. Pronunciation for Bueno. For Bueno. Wow, I was way off. And Ken said, okay, and that was Steve Miller Band's 15 and 15. Let's sell Tommy Onowski The Birds for 18. And that leaves this one that I didn't recognize the name. That was the Touche Amour. Marshall, I've already sold The Birds. Soft Machine is $24.99. Balance and Composure, $34.99. And Lattimore. More Lattimore. Let's straighten it out. $29.99. And we're going to sell Soft Machine to John Stevens for 20. Sell that to John Stevens for 20. Okay. Now it's time for a new crate. Reggae music. We had some just the other night. We had an entire crate full. Every one of them sold. We have it periodically. We have it just periodically. I don't have any right now. When we get it, they're all gone. I have no reggae. I'm going to leave that in the front of the crate. Which Frappuccino was it? I don't know if that was a question for me or Steve accidentally sent that and he meant to text somebody. The Lattimore platter. The Lattimore is $29.99. Let's straighten it out. That's on the Glades label. $29.99. Frippanino. That auto-corrected to Frappuccino. That's already sold. Frippanino's already sold. Frippanino auto-corrects to Frappuccino. Learn something new every day. I've seen some strange autocorrects on here, believe me. Freak Out. This looks like an interesting crate. Let's go through this one. It's some new vinyl, but we always go through some new vinyl. 20 for both S&S. Now, what was S&S? S&S. S&S. Can you let me know what that is right quick? And was that the Savalas? Maybe Savalas, 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 Savilis. Sell these to Allen for $20 for both. I'll do that. Okay, some new vinyl here. Maybe some stuff you didn't know we had. A couple quick rundowns. White Zombie, Devil Music Volume 1, La Sextoristo. White Zombie is $38.99. White Zombie, $38.99. Blind Melon Soup. Blind Melon Soup is $38.99 for Blind Melon Soup. We have Sisters of Mercy Floodland, and that is a MoFi pressing. Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, new and sealed, numbered on the back. Those are $39.99. Sisters of Mercy. Here's another White Zombie we have. Astro Creep 2000. $38.99. Hole. Celebrity Skin, which is Courtney Love. $38.99. Whole Celebrity Skin. $38.99. Ministry, the Sphinctor. This is a live Ministry album for Music on Vinyl. limited to 1,000 on red vinyl. That is $44.99 for Ministry. Alice in Chains Live. This is an unofficial press. It is $24.99. It's on colored vinyl. Alice in Chains Live. That's from 1992. Marshall Bassett wants Whole, Celebrity Skin. James Bragg wants a Ministry. I got one Celebrity Skin left, and I got two Ministries. Artillery, another music on vinyl press. This is limited to 1,000 on Blade Bullet colored vinyl. I guess that means some kind of silver-looking color. $38.99. Fear of Tomorrow, Artillery. John Duran wants a White Zombie Devil Music Volume 1, La Sextaristo. That's sold to John Duran. Coldplay Parachutes. Their hit song on here is Yellow. That is $31.99. Austin Cauldron wants the Alice in Chains Live. That's sold to Austin Cauldron. There's another Coldplay. Miles Davis Bitches Brew, new and sealed. $39.99 for Miles Davis. Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits. This is one of our biggest sellers, 1974 to 78. That is when he was cranking out some hits like Swingtown and Jungle Love and Take the Money and Run and Rockin' Me and The Joker and Fly Like an Eagle and Jet Airliner. That is $36.99. Now, what a lot of people don't know is, The Joker is the one, some people call me Maurice, some people call me the Space Cowboy. They had an earlier song called Space Cowboy. That's a completely different song. This is the one that you've heard on the radio. That's the one that you know. The Joker, $36.99. Dennis Nelson wants this. Ron, I've only had one Alice in Chains, I think. I can put you on a waiting list for that, Ron. I can get more of those. I actually may have more around here somewhere. I feel like I just seen that the other day. We need to go through that crate right there. This is one back here we hadn't been through in a while. That's right behind that. So, all right, Crimson Glory Transcendence, limited edition, 1,500 copies on cool blue vinyl. Crimson Glory is $39.99. So let's put Ron down for an Alice in Chains if he's okay for that. That's the live unofficial that we just sold, and Jason Daub on Steve Miller Band waiting list if he's okay with that. Another music on vinyl title, Crocus, Headhunter. Crocus is $44.99, 50th anniversary edition, $44.99. Wasp, Inside the Electric Circus. Wasp is $39.99, and Wasp Live in the Raw. Two Wasp albums, Live and Inside the Electric Circus, $39, and this one is $46.99. Hanoi Rocks, Two Steps from the Move. That's a music on vinyl. Hanoi Rocks, limited 2,000, red vinyl, $44.99. Colin Butler on the Miles Davis. That's sold to Colin Butler. Vic Nateki on Hanoi Rocks. That's sold to Vic Nateki. Arcade Fire Funeral. Arcade Fire Funeral. That is $28.99. Two copies of Pussifer, Money Shot, $39.99 for Pussifer. Three copies of the classic Overkill album, Taken Over. That's on pink vinyl, $34.99. The Cramps, Look Mom, No Head. The Cramps is $33.99. Got a couple of those. And there's another Blind Melon Soup. Blind Melon Soup, that is $38.99 for music on vinyl. All right, one more run through those. We had The Cramps. We have Overkill, Pussifer, Arcade Fire, Wasp, Crocus, Crimson Glory, Coldplay, Artillery, Ministry, Hole, White Zombie, Sisters of Mercy, Blind Melon, and another White Zombie. I'm going to put the White Zombies back here together. Those are all available if anybody wants any of those. I'm going to go through this crate back here too right quick before we bring out another crate of new vinyl. Or excuse me, I mean vintage. We'll probably take a quick break at 10:30 and then come back at 11 for part 2. And we'll do a lot of half off during part 2. And some other stuff. Let me go over here and grab some of these CDs. Might have some interest in these. And I've got a couple 7-inch box sets we can show. Let me grab all this right here and see what we got. Let's see what all this is. I really don't know. Looks like some stuff I hadn't shown in a long time, though. No auctions tonight. No, I don't have any new Japanese stuff. All right, let's see what we have here. I just grabbed a stack of stuff. Meatloaf The Hits. These are some CDs. Meatloaf The Hits, $8.99. This is new and sealed from our distributor, which is the single soundtrack. The single soundtrack, $14.99. Kiss, Hot in the Shade. That's new and sealed, $14.99. Tesla, The Great Radio Controversy. That's new and sealed, $14.99. Kiss Alive 2. That's a 2 CD, new and sealed, $19.99. There's more Kiss Hot in the Shade and Kiss Alive. Let me put all those together. And we have some Billy Currington. Billy Currington. This is a little bit of everything. Enjoy Yourself and We Are Tonight. Those are all $4.99. I have 7-inch inner record sleeves from Big Fudge. These are white paper sleeves, high quality 20-pound paper, acid free, 50 pack for 7-inch 45s. Those are $15.99. Ben Harper with Charlie Musselwhite. That's a new 7-inch sealed single. Ben Harper with Charlie Musselwhite, $9.99. Pearl Jam. We've got 4 of these. Pearl Jam is $11.99. Pearl Jam, Save You. These are new 7-inch singles on clear vinyl. Save You and Other Side. Those are new Pearl Jam singles, $11.99. Susie wants all 3 Billy Curringtons. Those are sold to Susie. Hand Over Fist, Bullet Train to Vegas. Just Like Jehu, $9.99. Don't know a lot about that. Post Malone, Wow. That's a new sealed 7-inch. Wow. Post Malone, $14.99. Brent McKinney wants a Pearl Jam. That's sold to Brent McKinney. Corrosion of Conformity, Your Tomorrow, Parts 1 and 2. That is $9.99. Corrosion of Conformity, $9.99. 7-inch outer sleeves. This is the outer sleeves. 7-inch outer sleeves. That is $16.99. Chris Stapleton. Hadn't shown these in a while. Chris Stapleton, I'm a Ram. These are new sealed 7-inch. Chris Stapleton, I'm a Ram. $11.99. Weezer. This is called Tell Me What You Want. Weezer. That is Weezer, isn't it? Yeah. $14.99. And Wave Break, $14.99. Those are new and sealed. Okay, Austin Cauldron wants the Post Malone Wow. That's sold to Austin Cauldron. Martin Pryor wants the COC. And Tanner, that didn't have a price on it. It was $9.99 on the COC. Sherry Darnell on Chris Stapleton. Sherry Darnell on Chris Stapleton, and anybody else. We have Weezer, 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 Chris Stapleton, Chris Stapleton, Chris Stapleton. 7-inch outer sleeves, whatever Drive Like Jehu is. The Pearl Jams, Ben Harper with Charlie Musselwhite, and the 7-inch inner sleeve, the 7-inch paper kind of outer sleeves, I guess. And then one more time, the CDs. These are all new and sealed except the Meatloaf, the singles, Kiss Hot in the Shade, Tesla, Great Radio Controversy, Kiss Alive 2, and then the Meatloaf Hits was $8.99. Just like Jehu's the lead singer of Rocket from the Crypt before RFTC. There you have it, folks. There you have it. Okay, put these away. Here's an item that came actually from our record distributor. It's been sitting over here since November. I'll show it. This is Seinfeld, The Party Game About Nothing. This is actually from Funko. That's why we have it. It's a Funko game. Seinfeld, The Party Game About Nothing. This is $29.99 from Funko Games. Trivial Pursuit. Ain't no party like a Seinfeld party. That's $29.99. And I've got 2 random cassettes. I have Kansas Point of No Return, Kansas Point of No Return, and the Traveling Wilburys Volume 3. That's $5.99 and $6.99. I'll do $4.99 on those, just like all the other cassettes tonight. $4.99 on those. Susie wants the Tesla CD, and Darren Wortman wants a Pearl Jam Save Me, the 7-inch single from earlier. Let me show those. Let me grab those. Pearl Jam and Susie wanted Tesla, right? And what? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so Tesla sold, Pearl Jam sold, and then here's some box sets I'm going to put on sale. These are 49 and 41. I'll do these for $34.99. $34.99. This is Cake, Showroom of Compassion, 7-inch single box set. 6 7-inch vinyl singles with original sleeve artwork. Each single features a different color of vinyl and a Cake tattoo. Cake is $34.99. Those were $41.99. And the Velvet Underground, the singles 1966 to 1969. The Velvet's Goldmine, a complete 1960 singles pioneering group. Velvet Underground, $34.99. $15 off that one, $7 off that one. Those are 7-inch box sets, Cake and Velvet Underground. Let me go get Debbie the Kansas cassette, which was $4.99. Now, did you say earlier we needed to take a break? Is that what you said? Okay. Let me pull out the Kansas cassette right here. That's Debbie's for $4.99. Okay. Fred Carnell wants the Velvet Underground. Let me go back and grab some of this. Meatloaf, Velvet Underground. Okay. A couple random stuff there. And Cake and Postal Service. Was the Postal Service in the flip video I posted? Let me make sure on that. All right, so Debbie got this for $4.99. We're going to sell Chris Wood Sr. the Meatloaf CD for $5. We're going to sell Fred Carnell the Velvet Underground for $35. And we're going to sell Paul Beal the Cake box set for $35. I've got all this stacked like Jenga, so let me lay it right here. And Debbie Blair also wants the Traveling Wilbury set. Let me walk back over here. I should have just left it all over here on the table. No problem, though. I've made 10 trips back to get all that. That's also sold to Debbie for $4.99. Let me see if that Postal Service might have been right over here. We have the Cult, Coldplay, Night Ranger, Fleetwood Mac, MF Doom, Slipknot, Beck, George Harrison, Kiss, which is Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Bob Marley, Tool, Bob Marley, 10 years, Tool, another 10 years. Let's get those back together. The Beatles, Carole King, Pearl Jam, Ozzy, Dolly, Adele, 19, Audio Slave, XTC, Michael Jackson, Guns N' Roses. The Eagles, Van Morrison, Tenacious D, Minor Threat, Overkill, Eminem, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Overkill, Dixie Chicks, Canned Heat, Johnny Burnett, Jeff Buckley, U2, Weezer, Whiplash, John Lee Hooker, Warrant, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Whitesnake, B-52s, Fleetwood Mac, Venom, Blues Traveler, David Bowie, Social Distortion, Danzig, Candlebox, and White Zombie. Let me figure out if it's in here. Nirvana, Matrix, Robert Plant, Guided by Voices, Now, Funkadelic, Pearl Jam, NXS, Pantera, Third Eye Blind, Ministry, Slayer, Godsmack, Soul Asylum, Steve Miller, Blue Oyster Cult, Genesis, Richard Marx, Genesis, Sabotage. I've already been through this crate. Dio, Ramones, Prodigy, Twisted, Stranger Things, Diana Ross, Chris Cornell, Johnny Thunders, Paul McCartney, Pink Floyd, Kiss, Great White, Judas Priest, Slayer, Whiplash, Tonic, Steel Panther, David Bowie. So we know it's not on this table. I think it's in the flip video. So Jason, I posted a flip video last night. It's pinned at the top. It's pinned at the top of the group. You might want to go watch that and see if it's in there and make sure no one's claimed it, because it may have been pulled last night for the flip video. Okay, the Tool was a live unofficial, which is Tool. Let me move the camera over here. Sorry. Tool is live at the Starplex Amphitheater, Dallas, 1993. That is $36.99. Which XTC? That was back here. That was back here. That was the Big Express, $33.99 for XTC. Price on Kiss Solos. Those are the picture disc. Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Ace Frehley are all $38.99. The Ozzy was Memoirs of a Madman. That's a 2LP greatest hits, $44.99. And we have Ryan Foster and James Bragg both wanting a Tool. Who was first to ask about that? Ryan Foster. So sell them both a Tool. Tool is sold to Ryan Foster and James Bragg. The Guided by Voices is Sandbox, which is right here. This is the crate I was just about to go through. Guided by Voices, Sandbox. Let's see what else is in here. Sabotage, Wake of Magellan, Genesis, Invisible Touch, Richard Marx, Songwriter, Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Stone Sour, Big Bill Brunsey, Blue Oyster Cult, Fire of an Unknown Origin, Steve Miller Band Live, Siamese Dream, Love and Rockets, Soul Asylum, Godsmack, their newest album, Slayer, Ministry, Third Eye Blind, Pantera, Reinventing the Steel. I need to put that with the other Panteras because we're low stock all of a sudden. NXS Kick, Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt, Five Finger Death Punch, Sonic Youth, Funkadelic, now the Yearbook 80 to 84 final chapter. Guided by Voices, Sandbox, Robert Plant, Alison Krauss, Raise the Roof, David Bowie Heroes, Neil Young Crazy Horse, Frankenchrist, Dead Kennedys, Matrix Reloaded, and Nirvana Unplugged. This is a single LP, and then we have a 2 LP, which is cheaper because I think this is an import. So if you want a copy of Nirvana Unplugged, it is $36.99. Let's see, is that a new copy of Lamb? Yes, this is the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's actually an Abbey Road half-speed master, $42.99, Brian Ligon. The Bluest Occult is from Music on Vinyl, Fire of an Unknown Origin, Music on Vinyl, $46.99. Paul Bill does want a Guided by Voices. Pantera is colored vinyl. Pantera is $29.99, white and Southern Flames yellow marbled vinyl. That's my last copy. There's Paul Bill's Guided by Voices. Kelly Gabney wants the Dead Kennedys. Frankenchrist and Darren Wortman wants a Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt. That's sold to Darren Wortman. Anybody else? We're going to take a break there. Brett Mylan says he wants the Pantera. We still got Vulgar Display of Power, Cowboys from Hell, and I do have one more copy of this, Cowboys from Hell, Great Southern Trendkill, and Vulgar Display of Power. Vulgar is not on colored vinyl. That is the 2 LP black vinyl, the 2 LP version. All right. And we're going to come back at 11 o'clock. Yes, this is a different ministry. This is Ministry Sphincter. That is Ministry Sphincter. Sphincter. New copy. And Terry Westwood wants another Pantera. So yeah, last night we showed Pantera and kind of had a run on them. We sold out of a couple. No, we sold out of the colored Vulgar Display. We still have this one. Can y'all see me? Yeah. There's Great Southern Trendkill. It's colored vinyl. Here is the last copy of this in any version. 2 LP black vinyl, Vulgar Display of Power. And then right over the top here, I think y'all can see this. This is Cowboys from Hell. Huge seller. That's also on colored vinyl. We got a big stack of those, but a few more weeks, couple more months, they'll be gone. Martin Pryor wants Trendkill. Anybody else want to grab something in case you can't come back for part 2? Now's the time. We'll be back at 11. Part 2 will be heavy on vintage half off. Vintage half off. So that's what we're going to do during part 2. Vintage half off. I may do another recap like this. Sometimes I grab stuff that's been laying around for a while and that we have a lot of, but I'll discount it, but I really don't have anything like that. So that's where we'll stop. So Kelly wants a Dolly Greatest Hits. Sure, this is the very best of Dolly Parton. I have one more copy left. That's sold to Kelly Gabney, and Jared Benoit wants BOC, Fire of Unknown Origin. That's sold to Jared Benoit. Okay, so yeah, part 2 will resume in about a half hour, 40 minutes. James Bragg sold on the ministry, Sphincter. Now, James, that makes your second copy. I'm assuming you want 2, because you got that one earlier, Sphincter. By the way, final thing before I sign off. Here's our group, Whole Lot of Records. I posted a couple pre-orders, Leonard Skinner, Gods and Guns, Motown Volume 2. There's a new ministry coming out, Music on Vinyl. And we're getting a restock of Rush, All the World's a Stage. I've almost sold out of them. So if anybody wants that, go comment right now I think I'm getting 25 of them, and it looks like we've got 10 more. So that's what I just asked. Sorry about that. Any more Tool Live? I don't, but I can put you on a waiting list, Mr. John Ambrosic. I don't, but I can put you on a waiting list. Sorry, James. I'm going to make sure I don't sell you two of something. You already had one of those. All right, so come back and see us at 11. Half off vinyl, discount vintage bins. I had CDs I didn't get to, and I had some more cassettes I didn't get to. And sometimes, if I'm thinking about it, we throw in some 45s. All right, so let's come back at 11. I will greatly appreciate it, and I will see y'all then. If you don't come back, you're going to wake up in the morning and highly regret it. Okay, see you then, 11 o'clock.